Happy Sunday. I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody kind of filter in. Whoever pulls up today. I'm just gonna chill for a little bit while I wait for everybody to come in. For my one person that's in here, how you doing? Hey, Sarah. How's it going? I just pulled up. We're just getting things cracking. With a couple people in here, don't forget to like. How are y'all doing today? I hope y'all are having a good Sunday. I apologize. My dogs are downstairs fussing, but I didn't want to leave y'all waiting for them to stop fussing. So good. I'm glad you're well. I'm not the best. We're gonna talk about it though. We're gonna talk about it. Hi to everybody coming in. What's good? Happy Sunday. We're just waiting for more people to trickle in. Hope y'all are having a good evening. Getting the kids ready for school, all that good stuff. What's up, Lisa? I am making it. We're gonna talk about it. We have a bit to talk about today. What's up, Shanine? Hey, boo. Hey. I hope y'all are doing good. Hi, Tyrona. How's it going? It's good to see y'all. I decided I was going to come on today. I don't know if I'm going to try to do these live streams every week. I don't want to make a commitment that I can't keep, but I want to try to be more frequent about them. Because this is like my main like free day is Sundays. So if I'm going to do it, it has to be on Sundays. Hey, boo. Hey. Yeah, we're just letting everybody trickle in, checking to see how y'all are doing today. We have a little bit to talk about. Some housekeeping stuff, life stuff, and then whatever you guys want to talk about, because I can use uplifting. I've been up since early this morning. I had to do laundry. Listen, I will be honest. Today, your girl was out. I have barely been out of bed. High key. I needed it though. I was exhausted. The last like few nights I haven't really been sleeping, so it's like I think all of it kind of caught up with me last night, which is totally fine. But yeah, I finished like 4 or 5 books this week, so that tells you how I've been sleeping. I too am experiencing celeste struggles right now. You're not alone. Yeah, like I feel like just in general, like these last few years, we've all been going through a lot, but I feel like more recently, like everybody is just kind of like going through it. I'm doing good. It's good to see you as well. Thank you. What's up, Selena? What's good, boo? My mom's down there yelling at the dogs. They're, I think she's like vacuuming the couch out or something. I finally got my bed fixed. I slept very well. Girl, listen. Once I'm done with all of my dental work, I want to get like new bed, new mattress, new all of that. I'm trying to do all of that. But I got to one thing at a time. Once all of this is done, oh, your girl is going to be spending money on the best sleep of her life. What's up to everybody pulling in? Oh, also, because some of y'all try to fight me because I didn't have my super chats up. I think I cut them on. I don't know if I did it right, but they should be up. I don't do this a lot, so I think they're up, but hopefully they're working. Y'all don't try to knuck up with me. I'm so weird about stuff like that, and I promised some of you that if it wasn't working, then I'd have my Cash App and PayPal down there. Don't feel obligated to give me anything, but if you do, I always appreciate the support. It'll go right back into the channel, just like everything else here. I'm about to burn a candle and set the mood for the new week. Yes, yes. That has been me all day. Like, it's just been vibes. It's been Netflix, and I've been reading. I've been on Wattpad and just, like, you know, chilling and minding my business for real, for real. What is up, Day Renee? How are you, my love? Did shopping therapy yesterday and a girl's lunch day with a friend. That sounds like so much fun. I miss being able to do that. I hate having to travel to go see my friends. That nothing else, need it so badly. Yeah, I feel that. Like, none of my, like, I have one close friend that lives in the area, and his, like, whole life situation has kind of, like, switched up, so it's not as easy for us to hang out, and I've kind of been a hermit with everything going on, like, staying home, taking care of everybody, so, all of my other friends, though, like, my close, like, girlfriends and stuff, they don't live here, so if I want to see them, I have to, like, travel. And I need to do that soon. I might try to go see all my friends for my birthday. I don't know. I'm undecided. Part of me wants to go and see all my friends for my birthday, and part of me wants to go get a cabin in the woods and, like, just drink wine and eat good food and just kind of, like, be by myself with maybe, like, 1 or 2 people. I haven't decided yet. I haven't gone out in a while. My main friend is in professional school. Yeah, it's hard. Like, my best friend is a guy. He used to live with me. You guys have heard me talk about him before, but he's taken on a father role. And so it's been an adjustment for him, but I'm proud of him. Like, he doesn't have to, but he's been stepping up where that sweet little kid needs him. They actually came to see me the other day because he wanted to make sure that I was good, and so it was just fun, like, watching the baby run around and play and all that good stuff. And Bella was kind of looking at him like, what? She's not used to being around small children. I'm okay trying to edit this video for my YouTube. Girl, I feel you. You have a channel? I gotta go follow you. I feel like whenever I go out of my way to try to get back on here, like, more frequently, it's either, like, headaches with trying to post, like, technical difficulties, or, like, issues with other people within the channel. Y'all already know because y'all saw me go off on somebody the other day. But, yeah, like, the other night, I was, like, trying to post that video that went up yesterday, and every time I uploaded it, it just disappeared. Like, and I was just like, how do you notify me that I uploaded and then it's just gone? Like, where did it go? So it didn't actually show up until, like, yesterday afternoon, along with, like, 20 other versions of the video. Like, they all just finally showed up at once. They didn't show up, like, on my computer, on the phone, in the studio, nowhere. It was like they were just gone. One of my best friends and I usually meet up twice a week. My other friend lives out of state. See, when I was living in Raleigh, we all hung out together at, like, different points during the week. But we all made a point to get together, like, at least 1 day a week. And usually I would cook for everybody. So we would, like, go to my friend's apartment. Everyone would put in money for groceries. And I would make everybody dinner. And then all of my friends that, like, wanted meal prep for the week, I would make their meal prep, just, like, as long as they pitched in, like, their portion of the money. And I miss that, like, so much. Part of me literally just wants to have my own little cottage in the woods where I can invite all my friends and cook for them all the time. If you know me, you know I like to cook. Finding that balance with friends as an adult is so hard. I want to make some more genuine friends, but that's tough too. It really is, and especially, like, I feel like out here in Winston, the work culture is so different that, like, I make friends at my jobs, but I don't know, like, we just never actually commit to trying to hang out with each other. Like, we like each other at work, but, like, it never goes past the door, you know what I'm saying? Which is weird because like at all of my jobs in Raleigh, I was like really close to the people that I worked with, but I just haven't found that level of camaraderie out here. So yeah, but I did want to come in and talk to you guys just because I just don't know what I'm going to be doing on the channel, because I've been telling y'all like things have been like really rough and they just keep on getting rough. We found out this week that my mom has breast cancer, and we're all really struggling, and it's going to be really hard for me to like be on here as consistently as I was for a while. I've been trying to get back to it. I prefer to be that person that's like consistently posting and stuff like that, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. We're still waiting to find out like what the extent of everything is. It looks like everything has been caught early, but we're not going to know. Like, she has to have like extensive genetic testing done, a bunch of blood tests done. And I think she has a lot of that coming up tomorrow. But y'all, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Like, you guys know, it's like 2022 hit, and it was bad news after bad news after bad news after bad news. I feel like as soon as I like get over the edge of grieving one thing, like I'm grieving another thing, you know, or like stressing out over another thing. I appreciate you guys, I really do. But like, I just wanted to be transparent about that, because like, it's been bad enough that there have been so many periods like throughout this year that I've just kind of had to disappear, whether for my own mental health or because I was trying to take care of somebody else. But that is probably going to be like a consistent theme. I'm hoping that, you know, it's not going to be so bad, but like, even if somebody's diagnosis isn't as bad as it could be, like, there are so many other things that go along with that. Like, cancer is not new to my family. My dad had prostate cancer several years ago, and he's been in remission for a while. But even though they caught his early, there were so many complications that he had, and that was a scary time. Like, to the point where the cancer wasn't even like the scariest part of the situation. So, it's been bad news September. We're just kind of struggling right now. Like, it's been hard. And I'm just not used to seeing my mom sick. She is usually the healthiest one out of all of us. Because you guys know I have a chronic illness. My dad has a chronic illness, and my brother, I don't know, he stays sick, I think mostly because he just doesn't take care of himself. But she's usually the one that is like kind of the solid portion of the household. And so it's just really stressful. My dad's trying to act like he's not freaking out, and I know he is freaking out, and I don't really know how to help him through that, because he's used to being the sick spouse, and it's different being on the other end of things and handling that. So, you know, like, I just wanted to be like just straight up like honest with you guys about what's going on, because I just feel like everything on the channel has looked kind of different this year. And it's just kind of gonna have to be that way for a while. There are gonna be a lot of times where I don't want to do my hair, and I don't want to do tutorials, and I don't want to do reviews, and it's just how it's gonna be. And it's not that I don't miss doing them, it's just that whenever I feel like I have the time to do them, it's another thing and like another commitment that I have to take care of. And as much as I love the work that I do here, like, it just has to be secondary to everything else that's going on. So, you know, y'all already know, like, I've been going through it. Like, we've been going through so much loss over the last couple of weeks. And it hasn't been slowing down. I just want 2022 to stop and just let us be. I don't think I can take one more piece of bad news. Like, I don't think I can take it. This is like, we're filled to the brim at this point. I don't think we can take one more thing. Thank you guys for the love. I really appreciate it, for all the prayers. Take as much time as you need. Your mental health comes first. Yeah, like, at the end of the day, like, I just have to do what I do for me. And I feel like I can't be the best content creator if I'm not, you know, like fully present, or if I'm just like in a shitty mood. What's up, TJ? Hey, boo. Lord, you can't catch a break at all. Yeah, like I don't know. Like, we have lost so many family members this year. You guys know we just put our pet down a couple weeks ago. My grandma has been like crazy sick. I haven't even told you guys the depths that we have had to go through to take care of her this summer. Like, it's just, I mean, y'all know the surface. It's just been one thing after the other after the other. And we're not new to this, but at the same time, I think we're all just kind of like, damn, we don't, like we really don't want to go through this again. We're just so tired. And right now, just like my focus is on my mama. Y'all know my mama is my best friend. But there's a lot of concern around it too, because literally like almost exactly a year ago, we found out that my mom's sister had breast cancer. And she had like all of the genetic testing done, and she doesn't have I think it's the BRCA gene or whatever, but they think that there is like something deeper within the gene pool, and they think it might be connected to my great grandma, because we know that she passed away of ovarian cancer like way before, like right around the time that I was born. So they have to do a lot of different testing for that, and 9 times out of 10, all of this is probably going to end up affecting me in some way, shape, or form too. I'm probably going to have to go through all the genetic testing as well, because y'all know with my endo, it increases my chances for ovarian cancer like tenfold. And I already have an oncologist. Unfortunately, I've already had to go through that experience. So hopefully, like, I don't know, like at least if there is something there, like at least I'll know, and I can be ready for it. But I've always kind of suspected that that may be an issue for me down the line. But yeah, y'all, just keep us in your prayers. We really need it. Like we really need it. And I just, you know, I've just been trying to be as transparent with you guys as possible, and I appreciate those of you who are understanding and not putting pressure on me, or, you know, just completely bulldozing over my boundaries, because at the end of the day, like, I absolutely love YouTube, but I'm going to choose my family over a video any day. I'm going to choose my mental health over a video any day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not that deep to me. And I feel like I have so much content on this channel that sometimes I also feel like me not being able to be 100% here is okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm just completely leaving you guys hanging. And I've been consistent here for so long, that, you know, I feel like I've earned just the ability to do like whatever the hell I want to do. You know? But it's like I was, you know, telling a couple of you guys, like, I really, like, when I'm here, like, I just want it to be my outlet, you know? Like, if I want to play in makeup and not give a damn about how many people watch it, then that's what I'm going to do. And if I want to talk about books for, like, 10,000 hours, then that's what I'm going to do. I think I've spent so many years making this channel a place for other people's, like, kind of, like, little bit of therapy, that sometimes I forget that I need, like, this place to be that for myself too. You know what I'm saying? So y'all are still going to be getting content related to what this channel is about, but you're also going to be getting a whole lot of other stuff too. So, you know, it just, like, is what it is. I'm just being 100 with you. Like, I'm very much in a, like, just playing in everything and texture, color, all that good stuff. Let's see what y'all are saying over here. Take time out for you. Your mental health is everything. Yeah, exactly. Like, you just have to. And social media can be so all-consuming that sometimes you feel like you can't put it down. And I feel like, especially just in the age of these, like, really strong, like, parasocial relationships, that we feel, I don't want to say, it's not entitlement, but it's just that you feel like you have a certain responsibility to your audience outside of what is necessary, if that makes sense. And sometimes it's really hard to balance that, you know? So although no one has died around me, crap was hitting the fan just a few weeks ago, and I seriously was just done. Yeah, it's like when they say when it rains, it pours, it is absolutely true. It seems like one thing happens and then like 5 other things just like kind of drop on you, you know? And it's just really hard. And I feel like you guys were saying, like this time period, like this last decade has just been a lot for everybody. There's just so much change going on, and a lot of tragedy and a lot of death, and a lot of sadness, and we're all just trying to cope and do what we can to make it work. But I just wanted to be like transparent with you guys about that, because I feel like because this is like a closer knit community on this channel, I just like to be upfront with you guys and just like say what it is and just kind of go from there. But especially when I feel like I can kind of set you guys up for what's to come, I like to be honest about that so it doesn't feel like whiplash, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know, we completely understand. Yeah, like most of you guys are really amazing and super duper supportive. I think it's just like, and I've said this before, especially like when you're a small content creator and you're continuously growing, like I feel like my growth has not been like, it hasn't been like exponential, like it's been 100% steady since I've been on this platform. And you always kind of have these periods within a year where you get an influx of new people, and either they are really hostile or like all of a sudden people who have always been here get really hostile, and it's just like, whoa, are y'all all right? Like, are we good? Like, are we good? You know? And I think that's just a part of like just being here on the internet. And I try to ignore people, but I have a big mouth, and y'all know that. I totally get it. People tend to forget influencers have lives outside of the camera. Never know what somebody's going through. Exactly, you know, like, I think just in general, especially with everything that's been going on through COVID and stuff, I feel like this is a time period where we have just needed to treat people better as a whole. And we just like, as a collective, like society, we just have not been doing that during a time where we need to be actually acting like we have some damn sense, you know? But I think it was my girl Tiana. She made a really good point. She was like, some people are just so completely like lack complete self-awareness, and therefore they have no sense of awareness towards anybody else. And I'm just like, hell yeah, that is so true. What's up, Fatima? What's good, boo? We're just getting into like the serious stuff before we like sit and chat about other things that y'all want to chat about. But yeah, a lot of people just get really comfortable on the internet. And I never want people to not feel comfortable here, but sometimes they get too comfortable and they feel like they can say whatever they want to you. And so you just kind of have to nip it in the bud. But I just try to always remind people, like, at the like, we are like for real people. Most of us are going out here working a job, maybe another job, you know. Most of us are not out here like living the LA stunting life, you know. Like, we have so many things going on, and even those people who have way more money, are in totally different tax brackets, they have problems too. And so while some of them may still be very problematic, they are still people. And I try to treat everybody accordingly, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. Thank you for being transparent. Yeah, always. I try to be. And I don't know, sometimes people tell me that I'm a little too honest, but that's just who I am. That's just who I am. So I would rather just tell people, as opposed to, I don't know, people just don't know what they don't know. And so I don't get upset with people for not having the confidence to consider what they don't know. Like, my biggest issue is when people do know, when I make it a point to tell people and they still treat me like shit regardless. TJ said, I only found you like 8 weeks ago and binged so many videos. Yeah, like, there's so much content on this channel. Like, I've been working on like changing like all of my banners and like the way everything looks, and I haven't gotten exactly how I want it to yet, but I was like, I didn't realize that I have that many videos on this channel. So much content on this channel. But there was a time where y'all were getting like Self-Care Sunday every single week. I want to bring that back, but at the same time, I don't think I can commit to it anymore. I think the ship has sailed on that, but y'all might get that every now and then. But there's so many videos on this channel, and I feel like there's a lot of reference material as well. And as I'm kind of like changing like the layout and everything on the channel, I'm also going to be updating playlists and stuff. So it'll make it easier for you guys to find things if you want to reference them back. Because I do like making videos that kind of update you guys on like the same things, but maybe something has changed, you know, like I'm getting older, I have different tastes. If I move somewhere, maybe things will have to change, but a lot of those videos are like very solid. So I'm going to try to make sure that like while I'm working on that, like I'm also updating playlists and stuff. So it's really easy for you guys to kind of work through. Your subbies appreciate you trusting us. Yeah, like at the end of the day, I feel like, you know, there's always some bad apples, but at the end of the day, I feel like we have a really like good, like solid community here. And a lot of y'all have been there for me in ways that people that I know in like for real life have never been there for me. So, you know, y'all are my people and I love y'all. And also like y'all have shown so much love to my family over the years too. And so I know if anybody is going to be lifting us up and putting out, you know, that love, you know, at the end of the day, like I know it's going to be you guys because y'all are my people. Y'all are my crew. Being a caregiver is rough. I did it for my mom and dad with the help of my son, and I have 5 siblings who didn't contribute. A caregiver definitely needs a very good support system. Yeah, and that's the thing is that like, so like for the last 2 or 3 months, my mom has been out in Virginia with my grandmother. She got really sick at the beginning of the year. She had to have her kidney removed, and I don't think I told you guys this either, but her lymphoma is back. And at this point, I think she's just kind of not thinking about it because she doesn't want to undergo chemo again. I mean, it's extensive. It's bad. So I think she's just accepting it for what it is. But my mom was supposed to go visit her for a week. And the caregiver that my grandma was paying was going on vacation that week. And she never came back. Like, she just left to another country and just like left my grandma high and dry during a time when like she couldn't get up and like she couldn't even go to the bathroom by herself. So my mom had been out there. We've been making trips out there, just trying to take care of each other. Like it was a lot. And especially when like you're a caregiver to somebody who really has like limited to no mobility, like it is hard. It is really hard. And so she's been dealing with the stress of that, and then like to come home and just have to like hop back into work. Like she didn't have a summer break basically, because she was out there and I was kind of holding everything down here. But like to come home and then now she has to deal with her own like bad news. It's just like, damn, like my mom can't get a break. So it is really hard, like taking up that caretaker role. And like we've been here before, like we've done this before, but it's stressful. It really is. Selena said too comfortable. They be slick at the lip. For real though, for real. And that's why like I was talking to one of my friends the other day and I was like, that post that I put up the other day, like I've been getting comments like that quite a bit, like in my DMs, or I've just been deleting them. But I think what really pissed me off that day was just that, like, I had literally at the very beginning of the video, like, apologized. It didn't have to, like, for not posting hair content. And then, like, you're gonna try to jump in my shit about not posting hair content. And I'm just like, it's not like you haven't gotten any, like, you just got one, like, a day ago. Did you watch it? I didn't see you under that video. Why are you mad? And like I wasn't even mad at homegirl, and she just like went off on me, and I'm just like, it's okay, like block. But you know, sometimes like you just have to let people know, like, I'm not accepting this, like I'm not accepting this behavior. If you think that's okay, that's fine, but you're not gonna do it here. Not in my space. And not only that, but I hate stuff like that because it's not just like I have to see it, like I hate you guys having to see that. I don't want you guys to feel like you have to feel compelled to come nuck up in the comment section, because a lot of y'all do. And I try to catch it before it gets to that point. But, you know, like, that's unnecessary negativity for you guys too, because y'all just want to come in and watch our videos and enjoy and go about your business, you know, and leave a comment and chill in the comments, you know. So yeah, I agree. I go out of my way to be extra kind these days. Not that I wasn't before, but it's needed now more than ever. Yeah, exactly. Like, with, you know, everybody's going through something, but I feel like now more than ever, like, everybody is going through, like, several somethings, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like people are just kind of going through one thing. Like, we're all collectively, like, dealing with all of the kickback from this pandemic, and then all of the other things that are happening on top of that with life. And I feel like nobody really wants to talk about it or acknowledge it, but we all know that it's happening. And so, like, the best mode of action is to be kind to each other. It's a big reason why I got out of retail, you know? Like, I like doing retail for extra money and everything, but it was just ridiculous. And the way people were acting, I was like, no. Like, the extra money is not worth it. It's not. Especially with the people that love this shit right here. These Ray Dunn mugs and stuff. Ooh, y'all, some stories about that. We can talk about the Ray Dunn women later if you want to. That's so true. I always try to be kind because I've been bullied before, and it's not a nice feeling at all. Yeah, and what a lot of people don't understand is that, like, being on YouTube, you're gonna get bullied. People go talk shit to you. Yeah, viewers have to remember that influencers are people too. Like, people are going to talk shit to you just because they can, because they feel confident, because there is a screen between you and them. And unfortunately, like, being out here is opening yourself up to that, and it sucks. Because I know a lot of people on here, like, they have great channels, they're sweet people, and their comments just be like ragging on them, and I'm like, damn, like, they didn't even do it. Like, they're just minding their own business. Just let them be. But a lot of it too is just that people see other folks on the internet, and I think, like, it's really healthy to acknowledge when there is a level of envy when it comes to you and the people that you watch. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, everybody experiences envy. Everybody experiences jealousy at some point. The thing is, it's not the other person's business. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's nobody's business but yours. They're living their life. And I know a lot of people get into the whole, like, oh, well, most of it isn't real and all that stuff. And it's like, but I mean, y'all don't want to watch us being busted anyway. Like, there's a certain level of, like, bustedness that I will show you guys. I don't mind showing you guys real life, but at the same time, like, I mean, if you invite somebody over to your house, you're going to clean up before they walk through the door, right? I know I do. You know, that's how I see it. Like, the same way I'm going to clean my house before I have a dinner party, I'm going to make sure that all of this does not look crazy before I let you come into my space on here too. Like, to me, it's the same thing. And so a lot of people just have to acknowledge that. And I think it's kind of difficult for a lot of people too, because it's just a weird disconnect. Like, for a lot of us, especially, like, smaller influencers who are out here and doing this as, like, a side career, there's a lot of imposter syndrome that comes along with that too. And people don't even consider that, but you have other people who may be watching you who feel some type of way because they feel like you don't have that level of status or recognition that should be affording you these certain things. It's a weird mismatch of stuff. It really is. And it's one of those things where you don't fully understand it until you have been in the role of the person who is consuming the content and the content creator. You kind of see both sides of it, and it's a lot. It's a lot. The only thing you can really do is try to be kind to each other. That's really it. Retail workers do not get the respect they deserve at all. I really take my hat off because I would get fired on the first day. No, for real though. People, like, retail workers really don't. And I think the thing that I hate about a lot of retail jobs is that the people you work for don't back you up. And that's, like, my biggest thing. Like, I can deal with shitty customers, but when management and the people who are supposed to have your back don't have your back, like, I can't do that. And I've experienced a lot of that out here in Winston. That's why I say the work culture is very different. I remember like working out in Raleigh, and like my managers were like, yeah, you're not going to talk to my girls like that. Like, we're not doing that. You nuck, I buck. Like, it was just that kind of environment. Like, sure, we're going to respect the customer, but also you're not going to talk to my people like that. Like, they're busting their ass to help you. Like, no, chill out. And then moving out here, it was just totally different. But when you have management and a team behind you that has that energy of like, we support one another and like we protect one another in the workplace, it makes it so much easier to actually like enjoy being with your customers. Like, as much as I am like a science girl at heart and that's what I love doing, I still enjoy working in retail spaces because I like people and I like helping people, even if it's something little, you know? So, but a lot of times, like, people make it really, really hard to enjoy that job. They really do. And see, customer service altogether has people acting and talking crazy. Yeah, for real, for real. Like, it's just bad. Like, I have been working for a call center that my neighbor actually owns. So it's a smaller situation and I don't have to work with like outside customers calling in. And that's nice because I don't have to get like yelled at all the time. But like if it were like a situation like a Verizon kind of situation, I couldn't do it. Because I'd be cussing people out left and right. I just don't have it in me. Like, I just don't. Like, every time I get on a call with like a call center worker, I try to go out of my way to like make sure that I sound like I'm being nice, because sometimes like just I can accidentally like have inflections that sound kind of rude and I don't notice it until someone points it out to me. And so I try to go out of my way, like, even if I'm upset, I try to make sure that I'm still being really nice to the person because I know their job is not easy. The only people I'm not nice to are bill collectors. It's the only people I'm not nice to, because usually they're mean as hell and they try to scare you. Let's see, patience I said at all. I'm there with you. I was bullied my entire childhood. I smile at strangers, wish them well. Yeah, I've dealt with bullying, but once I kind of found my voice, like moving on, like really there was only one point in time in my life where people really like thought they could bully me, and they found out real quick that they couldn't, because my dad raised somebody who will slap you back. But yeah, I'm thankful that I didn't have to deal with a lot of bullying in my childhood, but I feel for people that did. But I was always that kid too who like, whenever there was a kid that was like being massively bullied at school, I would go out of my way to make friends with them. Like, that was the kid that I was. I'd be like, oh, all of y'all hate them? That's my new friend. Like, that's literally how I made friends. I would hang out with the kids that everybody hated, because to me, like, that kind of spoke volumes. Like, you don't even know this person and you hate them for what? Because their clothes are cheaper than yours? Who cares? Like, they didn't do anything to you. So yeah, that was always the kid that I was. My mom has stories and me giving away food from the house and stuff to people. And listen, she supported me though. You know, even though I know food won't cheap then too. They're still crazy in the chats. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, New Yorkers really don't pay attention to others, and I'm guilty of that. Yeah, and a lot of that is just like culture too. Like, I'm in the South, so it's just different. But the thing is, like, yeah, people in the South are more like, hey, how you doing? What's up, honey? Like, all that stuff. But at the same time, people in the South feel way more entitled to talk to you crazy. 100, especially old white people in the South. You got to watch them. You're either going to get one of two things. They're either going to look you up and down, like, who do you think you are? Or they're the sweetest people on the planet. It's never in the middle. It's either one of two things. living in the South is interesting. I wouldn't change it for the world, though. That's my place, but it sucks, but it builds character, I guess. I was more of a talker than a fighter, so my roast sessions be on point. Yeah, I would roast the hell out of people, too. I really would. Like, that was me. I mean, I only got in one fight in my life. No, two. The first one was a racist little white boy, though, and I beat the shit out of him on the bus. But it tells you who I am as a person, because I beat the hell out of that kid, and I got off the bus, came home, called my daddy, and cried. And I was like, Dad, they're gonna suspend me. I'm gonna get kicked out of school. And he was like, okay, slow down. What happened? And I told him, and he was like, oh, nobody suspended my daughter today. And he got off work, came home, took me back to the school, and he was like, listen, my daughter just beat the shit out of this kid. Here's why. What are y'all gonna do about it? I mean, like, every day on the bus, he would tell me that he, like I deserved to be, like, swinging from trees and shit like that. And eventually, I just, knocked his grand wizard ass out. Like, eventually, you try to be nice to people, and it's like, you're just spouting off this unprovoked, like, crap. Why? Because, your mama and your daddy and your uncle and your granddaddy probably racist and told you that it was cute to act like that. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So, I mean, if you want to tell me I deserve to be hanging from a tree, I'm gonna show you hanging from a tree, bro. You're gonna be hanging from this fist. And he did. I think the funniest part about that, though, was that, like, the principals weren't surprised. And when I went to school the next day, even though I beat him up, all my teachers were like, are you okay? Like, if we need to, like, get him away from you, just let us know. Like, they did not give a damn. My homeroom teacher, like, I walked in and he, like, high-fived me, and I'm like, why are you high-fiving me? And he was like, I heard you beat the shit out of him. I was just like, oh my God. But I guess, like, I was like that kid that was just like, I'm pretty quiet most of the time. That probably surprises y'all, but, like, in, like, social settings, I'm pretty quiet. I'm doing my work. I'm focusing on what I need to be focusing on. And so they already knew if I popped somebody, they deserved it. So they had, like, no question. They were just like, yeah, we're on her side. So it was really nice. I know that, like, not all of us experienced that, especially in, like, academic settings. It was really nice to, like, have that backup, because you never know what's going to happen when you go through something like that, because white people tend to stick up for each other. It was nice that I didn't have to worry about that. I wasn't expecting that at all. I at least expected them to not say anything about it. I didn't expect every single teacher to come up to me and be like, yeah, I'm not tolerating that. Like, if he bothers you, I want to know. And they were like, and if you punch him in the face again, then he just gets what he gets. Selena said, I heard all about them Southern Belles. Listen. Bless your heart can mean several things. A lot of times, though, it's shade. You hear that? Oh, bless your heart. Yes, they just called you stupid. If you know, you know. Old white people in the South never know strangers, especially if they are other white people. Facts. That is so true. Listen, old white people in the South in general are just hilarious. And it's interesting for me because, like, so I grew up in Chesterfield County, Virginia, like, right outside of the Richmond area, like on Colonial Heights. I literally lived right off of the exit where you get to the motel on 95. If you pass that, you know where I used to live. And it's kind of like a mismatch, because certain parts of Virginia are very, like, old white Southern, but also it's the DMV, so it's kind of like half Northern, half Southern. Like, it's very melting pot-ish in a weird way. And so old white people out there, like, a whole nother level. But coming down here, I was like, wow, it's giving boondocks. Like, when we moved down here, it was such a culture shock. And I didn't think that it would be when we moved to North Carolina. So different. Like, I thought that my family was country. Nope. This is a different level of country. You know his family is discussing matters. Yes, like and it was funny because his cousin, I guess like out here, like where I live, it's an older town, and so a lot of these people that live out here, like back where I am, a lot of them have owned like this land out here for years. And so I guess they're like an old family who owns like a bunch of land out here, and his cousin came up to me and she was like, my entire family is racist, and she was like, I just can't wait to grow up so I can leave. And I was like, I feel that. She was like, I'm embarrassed every single day of my life. I'm like, I feel that heavily. I don't know. Like, it makes me uncomfortable, like, just when I hear, like, any of my family members say one-off things. I can't imagine living in a household with racist people. I couldn't do it. They drive me crazy in the doctor waiting areas when I'm in New York. My boring self just wants quiet. No, I feel that, though. Like, when I'm out in public, it's not that I'm shy, but I observe everything around me before I'm really like talking to people. So a lot of people think that I'm shy, or they just think that I'm bitchy, but I'm just like, it's not that. It's just that I'm gonna read a room before I kiki with you. But if I get around my friends and people that I know, like, I never shut up. And you guys know this. You guys know all my videos are chatty. I had someone comment on, it was a chatty wash and go and review video, and they were like, oh my god, you're so chatty, you just talk way too much, I don't know how someone can talk this much. And I'm just like, but the video said chatty, and you saw the timestamp, and you watched it anyway. I don't think I'm the one with the problem. People be outing themselves as dumb. I'm just saying. If you don't like chatty videos, you probably shouldn't click on a video that says chatty in the title. Just quick advice. That's good to know. Some of the teachers, guidance counselors don't pay much attention to bullying. Yeah, like, but I will be honest, like, I'm sure a big part of that factor was that my dad pulled up and was like, what are y'all gonna do about this? Because, like, in his mind, he's just like, I know damn well that my daughter didn't get up and just beat up some kid for no reason. So, like, if she felt compelled to defend herself, then y'all need to do something about the reason she felt compelled to defend herself. And that's just always been my dad. Like, he's such a teddy bear, but at the same time, he will knuck up in a minute. And there's been a lot of times, like, in situations where initially people haven't listened to me, but then I go get my dad and their whole demeanor changes. Listen, having somebody who can kind of bring the muscle, it never hurts. I'm in Prince William. Do you mean, oh, okay, cool. You're in Northern VA. Yeah, I have family in Fredericksburg as well. I have family in Fredericksburg, in like the Newport News area. We're kind of all over the place. In Maryland too. We're very much DMV. Very much DMV. The only southern state I've been to was Florida, and I was like 6. Girl, Florida is not the bar. Those are the weirdos of the southern states. Oh, well, Florida and West Virginia. Us in regular Virginia don't do what a lot of them do in West Virginia. But Florida is like the weirdo state. Like, there is so much amazing culture, obviously because of immigration, like, to that area. But Florida, I swear, every time I see something in the news and it's like kind of crazy, I swear I'm just like, it has to be Florida. And when I finish reading the article, I'm right. What's your personality type? What scale are you using when you mean personality type? Because there are so many. Like, are you asking if I'm like type A or gotta elaborate on that a little bit. I'm so glad you checked that person that left that rude comment recently to say. No, I had to. Like, I know some people get really, really turned off when influencers, especially it seems like a smaller folks, come on here and to them complain. And for me, I'm just honest about how I feel, and I'm just gonna say how I feel. because I feel like I've earned that. But in my experience on this channel, I think because I am so transparent and I go out of my way to make this channel feel incredibly comfortable, a lot of times I have to be very firm in how I handle certain things. And so oftentimes when things like that happen, like if it happens enough, I feel the need to say something. Because I will tell you guys, like, there have been a lot of situations with people coming on this channel, like, to the point where, like, it's been, like, really bad harassment. And I don't talk about it often, but it happens a lot. And it probably happens to a lot of the people that you watch. And we just don't openly talk about it because we don't want our entire audience to feel that burden. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you just got to check people. And honestly, like, I felt like she was asking to get embarrassed, so I gave her what she asked for. I don't know, like, especially if I'm not, like, coming for somebody, if I'm just being 100% straight up, like, people get really upset when I'm firm with them, especially when I'm being firm with saying no on this channel a lot of the times. And sometimes people get exactly what they ask for. If parents don't come as a village, your child will not get fair treatment in schools most times. Yeah, like, and I think too, like, my parents were always prepared for that because my mom is a teacher, so she knows, like, she's seen people that she's worked with, you know, completely disregard the needs of a lot of kids. So she knows, and my dad knows. He's seen it. So he's very much of the mind of, like, yeah, we're not doing that. If my kid needs something, I'm going to make sure she has what she needs. Y'all already know I'm just, like, mad appreciative of my parents. I live in Jacksonville. But that just means, you know, though, I have had good times in Florida, but it's also been a little weird. There's great people in Florida. It's just that, like, I feel like Florida got, like, the really crazy brand of white people. Like there's something in the gene pool out there. Because it be the white people. It's not the people of color. It be the white people. I'm a INTJA. Not sure which scale that uses. Oh, I honestly, I couldn't tell you for that one. I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really bad at taking stuff like that. I still don't know what my love languages are. I was supposed to do that little thing. I don't know that either. Even though I don't feel like I need a test to figure that out, but yeah. What parts of DMV are safe for a young single black girly? So I will be real with you. A lot of people don't talk about it, but there is a lot of violence in Virginia. Especially, like, in the Metro Richmond area, which is probably one of the most enjoyable places when it comes to just finding new things. There is a really great art culture out there. A lot of great restaurants. Like, there are a lot of really great options, but the crime rate has always been really high out there. I mean, like, there was a point in my life, like, when I was living in Virginia, there was a higher crime rate in Richmond than there was in Chicago. So that, you know, they try to put a lot of that off on certain places, but they never really talk about Richmond. I think that's white people trying to keep a hush-hush. I would say, like, if you are in the immediate Virginia area, Chesterfield, if you're looking for somewhere quiet to live, is really, really nice. You have close access to the Metro Richmond area, the VCU area. It's like a maybe like 15-20 minute drive depending on traffic. And you have a direct line to go up through Northern Virginia and, like, to the DC area. Doesn't take long. I also love the Williamsburg area. If I moved back to Virginia, I would probably try to move into, like, the Williamsburg area. It's very comfortable, and even though it's touristy, it's still homey. You know what I'm saying? So Those are the places that I would suggest. And I felt every time I go out to Williamsburg and I stay out there, I always feel incredibly safe. But as far as like just general safety goes, like if you're talking about feeling safe, like having other people of color feeling accepted, like within that area, I mean, Richmond has a very high population of Black people. So like you gonna find folks. You probably find a lot of my folks out there. I always tell, like, I can't tell you how many people I have met that are like tell me they're from that area, and we find out in a roundabout way that we're related, you know. I feel like everywhere Williamsburg is bougie. Yeah. Williamsburg it's bougie but comfortable, you know, like it's that perfect mixture of like city and suburb. It's a little quirky. It kind of has that student life atmosphere without it going all the way, you know what I'm saying? Also, like, the coast is really nice too. Me personally, I never feel comfortable like being on or like living near military bases for certain reasons. So, you know, and that's not, you know, to diss anybody that's in the military, but if you know, you know. I try to be careful around areas like that. Florida's going to be exiled from the rest of the U.S. eventually. I live here. It's hotter and the people are crazy now. Yeah, like, I'm telling y'all, every time I see something, I'm just like, it's Florida, ain't it? And it's always Florida. It's always Florida. And these days, Texas. At this point, I think they just want to kill everybody that live there. Texas scares me. And I'm afraid for the people who live there. I'm very afraid for the people who live there. Especially women and people of color in Texas. I'm afraid for all of y'all. I have family in Norfolk. Yeah, Norfolk is a nice area too. I have some family out there as well. We kind of scattered. We got lines. We got lineages. Listen, y'all, I could sit down with my dad for hours and listen to him tell me about who is whose uncle, 3 times removed, all that. Listen, this is why I don't date anybody from my hometown, because they always end up being my damn cousin. Like, before we left was around that time that I was, like, getting interested and, like, you know, like, puberty was kind of hitting. And every time I liked the little boy, my daddy was like, you know that's your cousin, right? And I would think that he was just saying it, but he wasn't just saying it. I'd always end up finding him at a family reunion or something. I want to go to Florida as an adult with some friends. Yeah, like, I enjoy, like, being in Florida. A lot of places in Florida have a really great atmosphere. You just kind of have to know where to go. In Florida to be able to enjoy it and be comfortable. Let's see. What's up, Reese Cup? What's good? I just told my mom I'm so glad we live in New Jersey. Listen, I have friends who live in New Jersey and they said they absolutely love it. I would probably live further north if it weren't for the cost of living, high key. Even though like the cost of living out here is getting a little ridiculous too, but like I can't. Yeah, Texas really be wild. Houston looks like a nice spot for Black women, but I don't know. Yeah, like on one end, I hear great things about Houston from other Black women, but then I also feel like I hear a lot of horror stories too. So yeah, I don't know. Texas in general just scares me. I will be honest. I will be completely honest. Let's see. I don't have New York City money yet. I miss the city sometimes, but it's so damn expensive. Yeah, like Raleigh is about as city as I will ever get for me. Moving up north, I can't see it. I would have to have a really, 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 really good paying job. But the country girl in me, like, my dream is kind of to buy a good, like, chunk of land, build my own little cottage in the woods, and have a nice garden and just, like, live a quiet life. That's what I want. Like, even if I had all the money in the world, that's what I would want. What's on your makeup wish list? I don't know. Like, I will be honest, I haven't really been looking at a lot of the makeup that's been coming out. But we actually just got a Ulta in our town, and we went Friday to check it out because they just opened, and it was so nice. And I just wanted to buy everything, not because I needed it, but because the place was so clean and well stocked that it made me just want to buy everything. Do you guys ever walk into a store? I swear that is the former retail worker in me, that like if a store is well stocked and everything is coordinated and like well placed and clean, like that just I don't know, it gets me. It gets me. And kind of, you know, kind of makes me want to draw my draws to somebody. Like, that is just the type of joy that I feel. There were some really nice lipsticks, some new lipsticks from, I think, Too Faced that I saw, even though I try not to really spend my money on Too Faced cosmetics, but those are really nice, and they smell like chocolate, and they had really pretty nude colors. I want to get the new illuminating foundation from NARS, and the new glosses from Fenty. But that's really all that's been on my radar, aside from Danessa Myricks. I want to get more of her makeup products this year, because her stuff just looks amazing. Have y'all seen that like perfecting like foundation balm thing that she just came out with? I want it like so bad. Like, I really, really want it. And Danessa Myricks just seems like an adorable person, like high key. So those are the only things that I have really been looking at. I haven't been wearing a ton of makeup just because y'all know, like, my filming time has been limited, so I haven't been wearing it as much. But yeah, I have so much stuff that I'm trying to use up. I haven't really been focusing on using too many new things. And I get a lot of stuff sent to me now too. I get a lot of makeup and a lot of skincare sent to me. So oftentimes, like, I will get ready to buy something because I'm like, oh, that's the one thing I want. And I end up getting it, which is really, really cool. What do you think of Olaplex? I've never tried it. And I've never tried it because I never felt like I needed it. Like, I don't feel like I need anything stronger than, like, Briogeo Don't Despair Repair. I see a lot of people who try products from Olaplex and they feel like they do nothing, but I'm like, you didn't have anything to kind of repair. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes we just go a little bit too far with the preventative and we end up wasting our money. If I ever had a reason to try it, then I totally would, but I just don't feel like it would really do anything. Like, I feel like the strengthening products and the other products in my collection that are along the same vein are doing exactly what I need them to do, and like they're doing enough. So I would I feel like if you're like looking for people who are trying it, like, I always feel like if I'm going to watch a review about products like that, I'm going to watch a review from someone who has like heat damage or like color treated hair. I'm not going to watch a review from somebody who has like completely healthy, undamaged hair. Like, to me, like, that would kind of, it wouldn't tell you guys anything. You know what I'm saying? So Ulta is my happy place. Yeah, like, and I will be honest, I prefer Sephora over Ulta. I'm gonna check and make sure my battery is not dying. Okay, we're Gucci. We're Gucci. I typically prefer Sephora over Ulta. I have consistently had horrible experiences in Ulta, but the one that we just opened up out here has had the best stock and the best customer service that I have ever received in an Ulta. I know a lot of people talk about like having like bad customer service in Sephora. I personally have never experienced that. Ulta has always been the place where I have had shitty customer service. Especially the ones in North Carolina. Like, most of the time I go to Ulta, they don't speak, they don't say hi, nothing. They'll watch the hell out of you though. But I remember like the last time I went to Ulta with my mom, I think we went to the one in, I think down the street from Friendly Center. It's a different shopping center. And we went in, and like the little boys and girls was so busy playing in their own makeup and doing each other's makeup, like they weren't even helping anybody. And I'm just like, I'm over here trying to get a foundation match, and this poor lady who doesn't even work over here is over here trying to help me match my foundation. Like what are y'all doing? Like, this is your section. Come over here and help me with my foundation. I just need eyes. I prefer Ulta's return policy and rewards. Yeah, I do too. Like, that's like my main thing with Ulta. So I mostly shop Ulta online. The Ulta girls never have good recommendations outside of the high-end products. Yeah, it's like that, and that doesn't make sense to me. Like, to be a store that, you know, combines the high-end and drugstore, I feel like you should have just as much knowledge about that end as you do the other end. And I hate when I go into an Ulta, I'll ask about a drugstore product or something that is on the lower price point spectrum, and they just look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm just like you're telling me you don't know anything about the product, like not even, like you haven't even like Googled it. Okay, you know, like to me, I don't know, like I guess I'm the type of person, like I like to know as much as I can about the products in the store that I work at. I may not know everything, but I'm going to try to make sure I know enough to help people. Damn. I thought about trying to get a job there. I might. I don't know. I don't know if I have the time. I have like 3 jobs, y'all. I really need to stop adding things to to my schedule. But everything costs money. The blurring balm powder is fire. I really want to try it. I really want to try that. Oh, yes. And the new Milk Concealer. I've heard really great things about that too. I have gotten so many different concealers sent to me though. I just got this one from Kulfi Beauty. The Main Match Concealer. They just sent this to me, which is really, really nice. I use it as a corrector shade. I actually have a tutorial coming this week where I use this. And I also got sent the Bobbi Brown Skin Full Cover Concealer. They just sent this to me too. With their like the face base, I don't know the full name. It's sitting in front of me, but I can't reach it. But they sent me that, a replacement of my skin foundation, and they sent me this concealer. So I'm like good on concealer. Like I have no reason to get more. I also got sent this one from Benefit too. This Boing Bright On Concealer. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I have it, so I use it. So I really shouldn't be buying concealer. I really shouldn't. I have an entire drawer full of concealer. But I really want to try that one from Milk Makeup. I need serious repair. I'll look for some videos. Yeah, like that's what I would suggest, because I feel like watching someone with like my hair type, like it's not going to give you an accurate representation of how Olaplex works. So that is what I would do. I would also, I think, if you're looking for like other like really like strong restructurizers, I think Miche, NJ Eberhardt, she did a review on the one from, God, what is the name of that brand? A YouTuber used to own it, and I think she stepped back from the company. But just check out NJ Eberhardt, because I know she's reviewed some other really, really strong like protein treatments and things of that nature. Those are things that I personally don't use because I've never felt like I needed them. I got to be careful with my fine hair. But I would check her out too, because she tries a lot of different things. Went to Ulta yesterday, bought a Fenty Navy Blue eyeliner, and it's good. Ooh, I've been wanting to, I saw their eyeliners when I was in Ulta the other day, and they looked really, really nice. And I like the shape of the actual like pen. So that's giving ideas. I want to try the balm. I'm just nervous because I'm oily. And see, I was worried about that too, but I heard that it's like a balm to like powder formula, like a cream to powder formula. So I'm really like interested in that because I like textures like that. I always say I'll get into makeup and never get around to it. I wish I can get mine to look like yours. Well, the tutorial that I have coming up, If you guys remember the makeup that I had in my recent book haul and my moisturizing shampoos video, it's the makeup from that video. The only thing that's different is the lip color. It's that makeup, and it's really, really simple and really, really easy for beginners. The only thing that like takes a little bit of work is just my eyebrow routine, because I haven't gone out and bought new brow pencils, so I've been like winging it. But it's a really good like easy beginner's tutorial, just like really like nice fresh face makeup. And it's really just like, honestly, good makeup is, I feel like 70 to 75% taking care of your skin, like high key. So the rest is just like if you really want to get into like color, like with eyeshadow and stuff like that, that takes a little bit of practice, but I feel like the majority of it is just like good skin care routine, taking care of your skin. You know, everything is going to look good over a really nice, clean, fresh, healthy face. So see, I feel like I'm split. Most times it's neutral for both. I like how Ulta has a mixture of high-end and mid-range. Yeah, like I feel like I can walk into Ulta and find brands that I don't like usually find elsewhere. And they had a lot of like newer brands in there. Like I think they had Becky G's collection in there, which like I'm not a fan of her, but I thought that was interesting. It was really pretty. Like it was really, really nice. It's like the nicest Ulta I've ever been to, and I've been shopping at Ulta for years. So it was cool to see like the different brands in there, and they definitely, you can tell, have been going out of their way to highlight like more Black-owned businesses. So I always appreciate that. Like I love walking into a store and seeing people that look like me everywhere. That's why I always tell people, like, people shade Tracee Ellis Ross for Pattern Beauty, but I love walking into Ulta and not just seeing her, but people with dark skin, tight, textured, kinky hair in those ads. I'm just saying. Not 3 jobs. I really do. Like, and I've always been that way. I've always had multiple jobs. I don't know. Apparently, I really want to be Kevin Gates. The only problem is that I get tired. I get real tired. I wish I could find a nice little remote job on the side, but it's hard if you're not in tech or something. Yeah, like, I just got lucky. The fact that, like, one of my neighbors, like, owns a call center. Like, yeah, everything I do is remote. And, like, for me, like, obviously, I have this channel and it is work. But I also do a lot of work for brands outside of this. So I do work for different brands' websites and stuff like that. So, like, my job entails more than just pulling up on YouTube. And if you follow me on Instagram or you've been catching any of my shorts, like, you know that I've been doing a lot of work over there as well. So I do a lot of stuff, but that's the only thing too. Like, now, when people want you to do things for them or they want to sponsor you, a lot of those sponsorships are not on YouTube. They're on TikTok and they're on Instagram, which honestly has kind of become like my favorite mode of creating content. I feel like a lot of that really captures just what I'm doing. And so I enjoy that. But yeah, so I'm doing that, but I also am like working for other brands like outside of doing content creation. I put NJ onto that protein treatment. It's the Mender from Botanica Beauty. I don't know why I could not remember the name, but yeah, she does a lot of different like kind of one-off reviews of products like that. And she's somebody on here that I trust. I know she gonna tell you right. She gonna tell you right. And if she messes something up, she's gonna be honest about it. That's one thing I love about NJ. She's very honest. Let's see. For whoever asked them. Okay, cool. Get rid of what's left in their budgets. Facts. It's hard, but it's doable, yeah. I've been drained from job searching, but I'll start looking again. Yeah, it's hard to find remote jobs, and honestly, like, it's not that there aren't remote jobs out there, it's that they want people to come into work. Like, they're trying to force everybody to come into work. But the thing is, this pandemic proved that we do not have to show up to work to get our jobs done. So I understand. It's been really hard to find remote work. But yeah, freelancing, like if you can find anything like in the freelancing department too, like it helps. The only thing is that it's really annoying with taxes. Oh, every year my taxes get more difficult. But yeah, I applied for a freelance job and they ain't reach out to me. Yeah, you just have to keep pushing. Because people swear they want people to work but don't want to hit nobody back. Oh, it was discontinued? Is the brand still up? Like, are they, Botanica Beauty, are they still up? Because I know that, Ada, she had backed away from the brand because she wasn't an owner in it. But she said that she had other things going on and she kind of had to drop it and let her partner take it over. Does she still own it? Let me fix my chair. Because yeah, I haven't really kept up with her. I used to be on it, keeping up with everybody, and I don't have the time. I barely have the time to watch YouTube now. And when I do, honestly, like, it's kind of frustrating because, like, I watch YouTube and I get so inspired, and I don't have half the time I used to like, act on that inspiration. And so sometimes I just don't watch YouTube just because I know that there's so many things that I'm going to want to do, and I just don't have the time to do them. Oh, it's on their website. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Have you tried Anderson's products? I have not. A lot of my friends really like their products, but I've just never felt like compelled to try them. You guys let me know, like, am I missing out? I don't know. I feel like I've been trying so hard to use up a lot of my stash. I haven't purchased any hair products since Black Friday. And there are so many other, like, natural hair brands that I want to try. But I'm also kind of a creature of habit, and I find myself, like, just buying the same things on Black Friday and, like, getting new stuff from the same, like, companies that I really enjoy. But I also, these last couple of Black Fridays, I've spent more money on other people than I have on myself. I've been trying really, really hard to give back to people on Black Friday. And so I feel like every year I, like, try fewer new things because I'm trying to do stuff for other people. So, you know. Let's see. But yeah, y'all let me know if I'm missing out with that Innocence, because I don't know, like, I think it was at Ulta the other day when I went, but I wasn't, like, super excited. Now, I do want to try out that new deep conditioner that Melanin is coming out with. I'm really excited about that. I do know that I will be trying to pick that up. That and the new She Sent It collection are 100%, like, I do plan on getting. The owner of Honey Baby Naturals took over. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. As much as I like to spend on hair products, the price is holding me back. Yeah, and see, like, I don't know. For me, it's not even the price. It's just something about it that doesn't speak to me. Because sometimes I try to say it's price, but I'm just like, but I go out and I buy Curlsmith. And I go out and I buy Briogeo. So it's not the price. It's just that the product just doesn't speak to me. You know? But it's different for me. Like, for you guys, you know, you're using products as consumers. For me, like, this isn't just me, you know, using product as a consumer. Like, I'm also doing this for work, you know? So it's different. Not really, just use your stash first. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like, I kind of feel like when I try it. But I'm not, like, pressed, you know? Like, I'm just not pressed to try them. And there are so many other, like, I guess I'm always gravitating towards, like, those smaller handmade companies that I follow, like, on Instagram or I keep up with on here on YouTube, as opposed to, like, going toward a brand that's giving more, like, salon based, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always like motivated to go that route first before I go the other route, if that makes sense. I've only used the I Create Hold Gel once a couple months ago. I don't think I use enough water. I hear that from a lot of people, that it's definitely one of those products that you have to kind of like use a lot of water in your hair. Anderson's has sample sizes online. I plan to get the I Create Hold Gel to try before committing to a full-size bottle. And that's the thing too, is that like I hear a lot about that gel, but it's not about the gel's performance by itself. Every time I see someone raving about I Create Hold, it's on top of something. Like they put it on top of Uncle Funky's Daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to me, which look totally fine. Like I love me a good curl combo, but I haven't heard enough about that product of people just saying they like it for what it is on its own, but they like use it as a topper. So I don't know. Did you put a base gel underneath? Everybody seems, yeah, exactly. Like everybody put something under it. So to me, I'm just like, is it like really worth that? You know, like if it doesn't work on its own, but I don't really hear a lot of opinions about what people think of it just by itself. I don't know why my chair keeps falling. I need to fix it again. Where the comments go. People seem to use it with Uncle Funky's a lot, and I don't use Uncle Funky's Daughter anymore. Yeah, I still have my big ass one. I haven't been using it as much because I'm halfway through it. This is the original formula. And I'm trying to savor using it as much as I can, because I don't know. I might try the new formula and it doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? But it might also bother me a lot. Y'all, I think my chair is trying to call me fat because it won't stay up. But yeah, so I've been kind of hoarding my baby. And I feel like I might try to do like a Marshalls or a TJ Maxx run at some point just to see if I can find the original, because every now and then I find Uncle Funky's Daughter in Marshalls and TJ Maxx. That's a good tip, like if you're looking for like original formulas, check in Marshalls and TJ Maxx, because a lot of times it'll be like the formula that you're used to, if you know a formula change is bothering you. My stylist loves it, but it's not my fave. And I will tell you this, a lot of times, like products that my stylist loves, it looks great when she uses it, but I'm not a fan of using it on myself at home. So you know, that just is one of those things. I feel like stylists have they just have certain things that they look for when they're styling someone else's head. Their preferences to be able to take care of a client may not be your preferences. You know what I'm saying? I don't know people that use it on its own. Yeah, exactly. I don't either. Everybody I know layers it. And I don't mind layering stuff. Y'all know I layer stuff all the time, but I don't want to get it just for that. I want to get it because it creates hold, like it says. I know. I feel real blessed to have that OG formula. And a couple people got mad at me because they were like, I don't understand why you won't review the new one. And I'm just like, because it costs money. Like, I spend enough money on this channel. Like, I have been funding this channel for years on my own. I'm like, it's just now turned into a business for me. I can't go out and buy something every time the formula changes. I just can't. Like, there's so many things changing. Regulations change every day. I can't do that. I make good money, but I don't make money like that. Now, if they want to send it to me, cool. But once they've gotten one review out of me, I'm not going to go out of my way to buy the new formula. And that's a self-preservation thing too. I think a lot of people forget, like as influencers, we have to do that self-preservation too, because we get taken advantage of a lot out here. I don't think a lot of people use that gel on its own. No, they don't. I already told myself I'm only shopping Sally Beauty's 4 for $20 sales. I'm keeping myself on a tight budget because I spend too much money on clothes, beauty products, and I barely go anywhere or do much. Yeah, I feel you. Like, it costs. And I know for me, like, it's not like I need it. So, you know, if I have other things going on, I'm just not going to buy hair products. Like, I've been spending a lot of money on my teeth. And then the rest of my, like, disposable income beyond, like, paying bills and stuff, I've just been buying books because that's just kind of where I've been, living in somebody else's reality. But I also haven't been feeling pressed to buy new hair products because I don't feel like I'm going to have the time to dedicate to doing those, like, really solid reviews that I'm used to doing. Like, I have a full shelf underneath me that y'all can't see of brand new hair products that I've been meaning to do reviews on, and I haven't had the time to do it. I have that Metabolism collection from Main Choice that now it's showing up in everybody's TJ Maxx and Marshalls. I never reviewed it. I have stuff from The Dew. I have stuff from Bread Beauty Supply. I have stuff from Miche. Like, I have so much stuff that I haven't reviewed. And it almost feels like kind of ridiculous. Like, I have a thing for myself. I can't buy stuff if I'm not using stuff. If I'm not using enough things to justify buying new things, then I'm not going to buy new things. And that's, like, my biggest thing. And that's why I've never, like, stressed about having a big hair collection, because I use up products. You guys see me using up products. But these days I haven't been using up products. And so I shouldn't be spending that money if I'm not using up what I have. I used I Create Hold with Ouidad humidity gel because I wanted it to be different and use something different besides Uncle Funky's Daughter. I feel you. I feel like everyone just feels so betrayed by Uncle Funky's Daughter, and I get it. I'm not mad about it. I just wish people would just be honest, you know. Like, if people were just, like, more upfront about certain things, then, like, there wouldn't be so much drama. You have 2 bottles of the original? Of the liter? Ooh, you stocked. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be hoarding my liter size. I mean, it says a lot that, I mean, I've had this liter size for, I think, like, 1.5 years. And you don't need a lot of this product, and I'm over halfway through it. So that just tells you a lot. You guys know I don't overuse product anyway with application. So if I have gone through that much of it, that tells you how much I use it. So it is in your Marshalls. Yeah, I figured that I could probably find the original in my Marshalls. Like, I'm probably just going to take a picture of the label and go and get it from Marshalls and TJ Maxx. Probably, like, get a couple of bottles and go from there. Because I don't know, like, I don't care that deeply, but I also am not ready to be disappointed that much, so. Teeth cost, yes, it's so much money. It is so much money. Like, I have spent so much money on my teeth. And I hate it. And it was bound to happen. Like, I just have very, like, super duper deep grooves in my teeth. So basically, like, my dentists have always been like at some point we really gonna have to do the most for your teeth. And it's come to that point where I have to do the most for my teeth. Speaking of costs, are you doing another affordables week? My oldest daughter just started college and she needs to buy her own products. So I'm not going to do affordables week just because I don't have the time to dedicate to doing a video every single day with everything that's going on. I don't think you were here at the beginning of this live, but I did let everyone know at the beginning that my mom just got a breast cancer diagnosis. So there's still a lot going on. Mentally, I may not have the spoons to be, like, super present on the channel. And then also, like, with us trying to rally around her, like, I may not have a lot of time to do things. But I did want to at least try to post, like, some affordable videos for you guys over the next couple of weeks. I think this week I'm gonna try to film a top 10 under 10 for you guys. So you guys have that, and I'll probably try to sprinkle a couple of things in next week and the week after. So just be on the lookout for those. But I just don't have the time to dedicate to doing, like, a full week of content like that, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So I won't be able to necessarily do that, but I will be giving y'all something, I promise. Let's see exactly. I'm the same way. My Black Friday list will be as small. Yeah, will be as small as last year. Yeah, like I don't know, especially since I haven't shopped for hair products all year. Like I feel like I might go a little bit crazy for myself, but I also like I've kind of just been doing this thing where like I've just kind of been popping up on people over the last like few years, and I just like buy out cart for like Black Friday just for like random people. So I enjoy doing that because it just feels kind of more personal, and I try to do it for people who really need it. And so a lot of my Black Friday money goes to that. A lot of times like the money I save for Black Friday isn't for me. And I prefer doing that like over giveaways. Because I can give people like exactly what they need. Like I know exactly what that person needs. So it's kind of like, you know, like when you get the little like the angel trees during Christmas. That's kind of like what I like to do, except it feels a little bit more personal. So most of the time, like my budget for Black Friday isn't even for myself. But I don't know. I feel like I need some good retail therapy this year. After spending lots of money on my face, I feel like I need some good retail therapy. So I might go a little crazy this year. We'll see. We shall see. It depends on whether I can afford to go crazy and like do some acts of kindness too. We'll see. I've used the new formula and I like it. It's about the same. Yeah. Some people are saying that it's exactly the same for them. And other people are saying that their hair just had totally different reactions. I think for most people, it's just going to depend on how glycerin affects your hair. Like glycerin doesn't really affect my hair when it comes to like the longevity of a product or the like the frizz. Like it doesn't affect me like that. For me, glycerin, like y'all know my hair already shrinks up a lot. Glycerin just makes my hair shrink up even extra more. So that's how it affects me. So for me, it's not really a problem. I can just stretch my curls out. But for the next person, like it may just kind of make their hair turn into like a little fluff ball, which, you know, is cute, but that may not be what they're going for. So I think it really just depends on how your hair is affected by that. The main choice, yeah, the main metabolism is near Marshalls. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think was it Target? I was at somebody's store the other day and it was on clearance. So that doesn't surprise me. What's up? Is it Noemi? Am I saying your name right? Noemi? What's up, boo? So expensive. I literally procrastinate buying groceries because the prices make me facts. Like, the cost of just basic necessities right now is ridiculous. Like, I went shopping for like personal care stuff. I went to like replace all of my pads, my deodorant, like stuff like that. And everything was at least $3 to $5 more. Like, what the hell? I go in like expecting how much I'm going to spend. And I'm just like, I'm spending twice to 3 times the amount of money that I was before. Like, this is ridiculous. Yeah, we've been shopping at Aldi a lot. Your Faith Persuasion. We've been going to Aldi a lot. We just got an Aldi in my town. And we've been going there a lot because it's been ridiculous. Like, I went to the grocery store the other day, and a bag of onions was $10. Onions. Since when are onions that expensive? I feel like I'm going to keep fighting with my chair tonight. I guess my chair is fat phobic because it don't want to stay up. She said, your ass is heavy. The fact that we even have to procrastinate buying groceries is sad. I haven't been to Aldi in a while. Trader Joe's is good too, yeah. I usually go to Aldi and Trader Joe's. I like going to Trader Joe's because they have a lot of like those special like baking items or food items that you can't get at most grocery stores, or if you can find them at grocery stores, they're really expensive. Like I don't know if they brought it back this year. I hope they did. But last year, they had like a vanilla bean paste. So good. It's like $4.99. Most places you go and you get like vanilla bean paste, and it's like this big, and it'll be like a good $15. Not fat phobic. It's giving fat phobic. Like it's telling me that my booty is too big, and I don't appreciate it. Let's see. I'm only buying new Black Friday drops. That's been my strategy the past 2 years. Yeah, like I usually try to get like the new stuff, and then like if I'm out of things that I use all the time. But even last year, like that didn't even really work for me, because quite a few of the places where I try to get like my face from, I was up early ready to shop, and the websites were a mess. And once I have to keep fighting with somebody's website, like once it's been past an hour, I'm over it. Because 9 times out of 10, the stuff I want is going to be gone by the time they fix everything anyway. So my Black Friday shopping, when it came to like repurchases and stuff like that, was not super successful last year. It really wasn't. So I like literally, I was able to get in and get like the couple of things that I wanted. Half the places I wanted to shop, the websites were messed up, and so I just took the money and spent it on other people. Which is what I did. Yeah, it's funny because my hair likes glycerin too, but the hold isn't the same on the new one for me for some reason. There are other gels that hold better with glycerin at a lower price. Yeah, and see, it just depends on how people formulate it. It really does. Like, I don't automatically see more glycerin in a product and freak out. You just don't know until you use it. Like the, was it the Jane Carter Curls to Go line? I know she changed the brand name and everything now. But I think they still have that line. I don't know if the formula is the same. But that Curls to Go line, like that gel tore my hair up. It was a sticky, nasty mess. My hair hated it. But there are other gels that look like they would be similar that work so much better on my hair. I actually got like hella product buildup from that collection. It took like several wash days to get it all out of my hair. I'm surprised the main choice is still in Ulta. I'm not surprised. I think their main collections will probably stay there. And I think they have probably signed on to have a certain number of new collections in that specific store. Because a lot of times, like, and I think that's kind of the thing that a lot of people, it was frustrating with the main choice releasing so much, but I think a big thing for them was that they were going into different retailers, but the retailers wanted exclusivity. So like they didn't just want their regular line. They were like, we want something that somebody can only come and get here. You know what I'm saying? And that just creates a lot of confusion, but that's not really the brand's fault, you know? And that's why you see like a lot of things like being in clearance sections, because it's too much. Like, I know especially at Sally's, like, y'all remember when the main choice took up almost half of the natural hair care aisle in Sally's? Because every single collection was up in Sally Beauty. Like, they really, like, took over Sally's for a minute. I mean, it's just interesting. Like, I know they had a new line come out, and I mean, it looked cool, but from what I can tell, like, the branding is definitely changing. It's changing. Because they just came out with the oils collection, too, and it didn't even look like the main choice like theme just wasn't present anymore. Like, you can tell they have a whole new team working on the branding and everything. So it's going to be interesting to see how it changes over the years. I don't know. I was really hoping that Courtney would be able to get the capital to buy it back. And I think that was probably her intention, but I don't think her venture with Oakley is doing as well as she expected, because now it's turned into like an MLM kind of thing. It wasn't as well supported as I think she thought it would be. The way I be thinking about it, sugar facts. Like, I really be thinking about it. It's just, see, I'm greedy. I want a good looking sugar daddy. Like, I don't want somebody that I gotta, like, close my eyes to give him sugar. Like, I want to enjoy the sugar and the money he gives me, if that makes sense. that doesn't really exist out here, you know? But if anybody knows of a fine old man who wants to give me some money, I mean, I'm willing to share. Just saying. There's actually giving real money out here. I want a sugar daddy, not a sweet and low daddy. I'm just saying. 2 sticks of vanilla be like $20. Facts. It's ridiculous. And I mean, I understand like vanilla import is like a whole other thing. With my degree, I know way too much about this stuff and it kind of plagues me. But yeah, I understand. But at the same time, like, it's a mess. I forgot to buy that paste last year. Yeah, it was so good. I put it in everything. Everything you could think of, I put it in. I just cleaned out and simplified my stash. Not sure how much I will be buying this year. Yeah, like, I really don't either. I don't think I'm going to know what all I'm buying until I buy it. And on top of that, like, I've been buying so many books, and there are so many new releases coming out in October, November, and December. I apologize for Copper. He sounds like a freaking Doberman downstairs. He's not. He's like this big. But yeah, so I already have like a shit ton of books pre-ordered for the next like 3 months. So I also have to consider that too. I feel like I'm probably going to be buying more books than I will be buying hair products. High key. I feel that with a sugar daddy, but Owen made me itch. Facts. Like, I don't know, like, I be wanting money, but I don't want old PP. And if it has to be old PP, can he be, like, good looking? Like, there has to be old men somewhere that are giving, like, a little bit of fineness. I'm just saying, you know. I don't know. This, you don't hear him? Okay, good. Like, he sounds really loud to me. I can never know what you guys are hearing. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Yeah, I noticed they stopped making so many lines back to back. Yeah, exactly. That's because those contracts. They had to fulfill those contracts to get in the stores. So it's totally not surprising at all to me that they finally cut back. But yeah, it looks like they're changing, like, the marketing is definitely changing. I got 2 Cheers Gelatos last Black Friday, and it's the same formula, but it's way stickier for some reason. See, mine was, like, has always been crazy sticky. I don't use it a lot because it's really, really sticky. And the only way that I don't have issues with it is, like, I have to immediately set underneath the dryer. That's one I cannot try to air dry. I have to sit under the dryer. Have you tried the Main Choice H2O line? If so, how do you like it? I haven't tried anything new this year outside of the videos that you guys have seen of me trying products. Like, I haven't really tried anything new. I'm curious about it. Like, I definitely will pick it up. I think it looks interesting. But yeah, I haven't tried anything. I don't know if you guys have tried it either. I don't think so either. It's giving pyramid and celeb sponsors. Yeah, like, it just, it didn't go, like, I know that she wanted to try to be the next Procter & Gamble, but I feel like in that instance, people weren't ready for what she was putting down, high key. I knew that wasn't going to work after the way people freaked out when she sold. And after that, I was like, yeah, like, this venture isn't going to work because we're, like, just as a community, we're not very business minded. We don't really look into business at all. And I think it's exciting, like, what she tried to do, but it just didn't work. There just weren't enough people that were picking up what she was putting down. There just weren't. It was an ambitious effort. And I really genuinely believe that when she went that route, that I think she really wanted to buy the company back to be able to have the money to buy it back and put it under Oberle. But I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. It hasn't gotten the support. And there were some other rumors that I heard that I won't put out there just because it's really personal, having to do with her family and stuff that was going on with the ownership of the company as well. Hot mess. Like, hot bed of crazy. So something would have changed, and something would have changed with the main choice regardless. I'll just tell you guys that. But yeah, now your favorite persuasion, it's like an MLM. It is. She's totally changed what it was, because people just weren't buying into it. Yes, if he don't look like Rick Fox or Morris Chestnut, I don't want, exactly. Like, and I know that fine old men exist. They just ain't near me. And, you know, they're just not near me. I always air dry with a gelato. Yeah, for me, if I air dry with it, it's a sticky mess. I can't do it. I have to set it under the dryer. I only repurchase their brand, their braid out glaze, but I do like the Do It For the Culture leave-in and gel. Yeah, like I love their gels. And I go back to the old stuff, but I have so many backups of things that I don't have to go out and buy stuff. So it makes it a little bit difficult, like relaying to you guys if something has changed or not, because I don't know, because I have so many backups. But like I said, like there's been a lot of like formulation changes on the labels, but they don't make like logical sense. Like they kind of look like the ingredients have accidentally been flipped when they were printed. So I don't know. I just kind of take everything with a grain of salt, and I try not to say much of anything until I've tried it. I feel like that's just kind of the best way to go. I like her tea stuff, but that's it. Yeah, I want to try her coffee brand. I ended up not getting anything from the main choice or her coffee brand last year, but I do want to try it. Let's see. Where'd it go? I know she's doing like pads and feminine care, but I don't think people are buying that stuff. Yeah, well, because she had been doing the foolproof body for a while, and that seemed to be doing really, really well. But I just think that once COVID hit, all of that stuff that she was doing just wasn't like, it just wasn't what people needed for the time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Selena, she has a coffee brand. It's called the Cool Coffee Collective. It's really, really cute. I think if, like, you can look them up on Instagram, but I think I talked about them during, like, my Black Friday, like, wish list, like, spotlight video last year. I've been wanting to try her stuff, and I just haven't gotten around to it. But I just feel like it was difficult enough when she sold the company, and she got a lot of backlash for that. But I think, like, trying to move on from it and going into COVID, like, COVID, like, ruined a lot for people. Like, the subscription box that I was repping for a while, like, that, like, kind of struggled with COVID and everything. COVID just hit a lot of people, but the thing is, like, the pandemic made people's priorities have to change, and so the things that we were buying pre-pandemic were not the things that we were buying post-pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So I think her coffee brand probably did really well, like, at the start of COVID, because everyone was home. You know, people were looking for comfort drinks and stuff like that. But, I mean, you know, when you're going through stuff like that, people aren't out here buying foolproof body, you know? And they're not out here buying, like, specialty pads and stuff like that. I'm gonna hook y'all up. I think my phone is dying. But yeah, well, I really want to see Courtney continue to do well. The pads and stuff are under Obley. Yeah, she had changed a lot of stuff recently. So I know some of that is different. So, let's see. I'm trying to move you guys without dropping everything. See if I can actually do that. But it's just going to be interesting to see how all that goes. I hate that for her, though, because I feel like she definitely had the vision when it came to the business aspects. But I just don't think that... I think she just should have went about it a different way, because I just don't think there were just enough people who were ready for that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, she's she's legit. And I have admired Courtney and watched her moves for years. And I've always been really proud of her, but she's always been 10 steps ahead of everybody else. And sometimes that makes you an innovator, and sometimes it bites you in the ass, and that's just the truth. And I see that all the time with brand owners. I think that's why people like who is it? Julian from Adjoa. I know she has has difficulty with the community a lot of the times because she is real like black like in the community, but the way that she brands and packages her products, they just give a different effect, and it's just something that we don't see a lot of people out here doing, and she's innovating in a different way. I'm really proud of that woman, y'all. Like, I'm so proud of her. But that's the only thing, like when you're an innovator, when you're trying to do something new and you're trying to do something with it, people are either with it or they're not, you know? So that's just one of those things. But I talked to her a while ago, because I know like sometimes it's hard, like when you're out in this community and you're trying to make change and you're trying to help with, you know, certain situations. And unfortunately, like some people just aren't always ready to hear what you have to say or like ready to act on the things that need to be acted on, you know? And so she encourages me a lot, and I too could encourage her a lot because I love to see what she's doing. Like, I'm really, really proud of her. Really proud of her. I'm curious to see what happens with curls. Listen, curls, does Miche still own curls? Because, I mean, I'd be shocked if she does. Does she still own curls? I gotta look that up. I really do. And that's not trying to be shady, but I just feel like after this, like she never captured the success she had with Blueberry Bliss with anything else. She never did. Like she has other good stuff, but she never captured that momentum. I don't know. I've always had like mixed feelings about Miche. I think a percentage. Yeah, I don't think she's sole owner anymore. I think I heard that somewhere that she wasn't the sole owner anymore. The amount of sales curls be having is shocking. Listen, and that's my thing. And I brought that up a few Black Fridays ago. I think when she came out with the green juice collection, because that just looked like a total ripoff of Briogeo. Because I think a couple of months ago, Briogeo had come out with the Be Gentle, Be Kind collection. And they did like the green juice packaging and everything. And all of a sudden, it's like Curls is trying to do the same thing. And it was at this ridiculous price point. But what got me was that, so like, at the time, I don't know if there's still this price, but at the time, like all the products were like a ridiculous amount of money for what they were. The packaging just looked cheap. The labels even looked cheap. But when Black Friday came around and they first released the collection, it's like, so each product is like $20-something, but then you're initially selling it as a collection for like $20. So you were basically only paying for one product. And I had brought that up. I was like, in my mind, if you're launching a new collection and you're telling me that this is how much each product costs individually, if you are selling all of these for that price, there is no way that the cost of these products makes sense individually. And you just told on yourself. Like she legit told on herself when it came to that. Like you're telling me launching a brand new collection, you're selling it all together for that price point. There's no way you can convince me that those products are worth the amount of money that you're charging us regular price. And she couldn't convince people because that line like stayed in TJ Maxx and Marshalls. I think it's still around. I don't think she discontinued it, but it didn't have that much success. Yeah, the Caviar line, that was definitely a flop. I have the products. I have never used them. They are sitting in my stash unopened. But yeah, she stays having sales. And Natural Monroe, exactly. Her website has been a mess for years. And that's a big part of the reason why I don't buy from her. Her Blueberry Bliss deep conditioner is one of my favorite deep conditioners of all time. I would be a lifetime Curls customer for that deep conditioner alone. But it's not always easy to get in stores, and her website is ridiculous. And for a while, I would put up with how stupid the website was, but then eventually I started getting like charged like outrageous amounts for shipping for no reason, and it was just ridiculous. Even though like people that lived near me weren't getting charged, it was just a hot mess, and they couldn't explain what was going on, and they tried to give me like some BS excuse as to why I was suddenly getting charged like these ridiculous amounts of shipping, even though like at a certain point you were supposed to get like a flat rate. I think it was like $5.99 or something like that. It was a hot mess. And this is my thing. These are hair products. It's shampoo and conditioner. I am not about to be out here stressing over somebody's website to get a hair product. I'm just not. I'm not. If it feels stressful, I'm just not going to purchase. I'm just not, because it's not that deep. I own too much shit to be that stressed out about hair product. But yeah, exactly, like your fave persuasion, like that was a big red flag for me. It's one thing with like you have brands like, you know, not my favorite person like Miche or the Main Choice who like do these big sales, but they don't do it every other damn day. And they're not out here releasing a new collection and trying to make you believe the value of that collection and giving it to you for the cost of half the product. That doesn't make sense to me. Like they told on themselves so hardcore. And high key, like Miche was the start of me getting real kind of icked out by brand owners who like get in people's comment sections and like get kind of spicy with them, because she was doing that for a while. And at first I didn't think it was her, but then I realized it was for real her. And I can't remember whose video it was, but I would just got in her comment and I was like, as a brand owner, like you really should not be out here doing that. I said, you're not making yourself look good. Get a PR person. You know, like, I mean, shit, whenever I talk about Pattern Beauty, they pull up in my comment section and they are always nice, always kind. And if I have a question, I can hit them up and they answer it. Toot sweet. Like, some of these brand owners, like, I'm like, just hire somebody, boo. Hire somebody. So many brand owners wouldn't have problems if they just hired somebody and stopped talking. Let's see. She did discontinue it. Gotcha. It is a good DC. Wish it had more slip. Yeah, like it doesn't have a ton of slip, but my hair absolutely loved it. Like nothing has made my hair feel the way it does when I use that product. But it's just not, it's not worth stress. It really isn't. Exactly. If I got to fight with the website, it wasn't for me anyway. Boom. That's the Lord telling me that I can go get some Starbucks. I can go buy a book. There's so many other things that I can do. Yeah, she was like, I think the first time I caught her doing it, I want to say she was under one of Quinn Ray's videos a while back. And I don't know, like sometimes, like I understand wanting people to be informed about your product, but sometimes I'm just like, you're not making yourself look good. Just stop. Like, it's okay to want people to understand, like, hey, maybe you used it wrong. But to me, it's like, that's what my email address is for. Like, and I'm the type of person, if I have an issue with the product, and I really have questions about it, I will hit up the brand before I post the review. Not everybody does that, and brands are not necessarily entitled to that, but I do that because I like to have all the information. And to me, if I don't hear back from you, then I just say what I say. But I mean, our emails are in our description boxes. If you want to talk to us, maybe you feel like you caught something that, you know, could have affected our results, or maybe we flat out just used it the way it wasn't intended to, you can always hit us up and say, hey, you know, I just wanted to give you some tips and tricks and techniques to see if it helps the product work better for you. We don't mind that, but you don't have to pull up on my platform and act a damn fool. You know, like you don't have to. That's not necessary. And if you can't type it out in a way that sounds nice, then you shouldn't be in somebody's comment section. You really shouldn't. Because at the end of the day, most of the time, we are spending our money to review these people's products, and we're not getting anything in return. And that's the stuff that they don't consider, you know? And that's why a lot of your faves don't do product reviews like that, because we make these people so much money and get nothing in return, not even a thank you. I am one of those people in this community that has been very blessed to have people reach out to me and be thankful for the work that I do, because I do it because I want to, and I'm not going out of my way to get anything, get recognition or whatever. And I mean, I'll just tell you this, if I'm hyping a brand up constantly, it's not just because I love them, but because they ride hard for me. And that is important. It's very important. If you're putting somebody on to the point where you're making them thousands of dollars, because a lot of us do, us small YouTubers, we don't get a lot of credit, but we make these companies thousands of dollars. And when you're doing that, when you're making that much income for somebody else, if they can't at least say thank you, if I don't review your products again, then that just is what it is, you know? It just is what it is. It takes a lot of work, and we ask for nothing, but we do take notice. She needs a software engineer. But yes, she needs a software engineer. She needs a whole team, because it's just, her website has been giving 2012 since 2012. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't understand how this woman has made this much money and sold this much product. Like, come on. And then tried to come out and say that, what was it, Mark Anthony, the drugstore line, was trying to steal her concept because they had the word curls on the bottle. Miche. Come on. Come on. I think she had tried to say that, like, it was their Strictly Curls line, I think. And she was trying to say that they were trying to basically steal her intellectual property. And I was just like, no. Not even close. We have seen a lot of these natural hair brands rip each other off. We know the difference. I hate that I love my L. I feel you. To me, I just have enough to not have to care about using her products. Like, I still have some, and I, am using them up because I paid for them. But not only that, but her products just got really bad. Like, the more she kept releasing lines, like, they kept tearing my hair up. Like, the pomegranate collection, the pomegranate and honey, I think it is, was one of my all-time favorites. But past that, my hair just, her stuff was tearing my hair up. So that was what it was. And I've had so many people try to, like, accuse me of, like, trying to ruin her brand. And I'm like, but she's doing just fine. Like, she's cool. She's good. But I also told the truth. I'm never going to apologize for telling the truth. That's actually what made me stop buying curls. The owner was so rude to YouTubers about that. Yes, it was about that green collection. The thing that I really hated after I saw her pulling up in Quinn's comment section, there was a whole thing with Mag Curls. And I think they had done a video with them, and, like, they had posted it, and, like, they got all up in their shit. Like, I think it was, like, a sponsored video. But it was just like a hotbed of crazy. And when they came back and they redid the review, you could just tell that, like, their spirit just looked kind of crushed. And that was kind of around the time that I was like, y'all, like, she was just giving me too much ick. You know what I'm saying? And especially because, like, I feel like Lorianne and Taylor Ann, like, they kind of have their own way of doing things for sure. And it may not always be the most accurate way to the product, but I also feel like as a brand owner, like, that's your job to know who you're reaching out for to create content for you. Like, if you are reaching out to me you're reaching out for the Third Eye Angel experience. You know you're going to get at least a 20-minute video, and I'm going to analyze every single damn thing on that bottle. You are going to get a review, and you are going to get every single opinion that I can possibly give, because most of the people who follow me do not have my hair type and they do not have my hair texture, but I can give you the most accurate depiction of what the product did to my hair possible. You know, and people who reach out for my reviews get that. They reach out to me for my reviews. And if you don't want a Mag Curls review, you shouldn't be bothering them to do work for you. It's just that simple. A lot of brands, I feel like they just kind of try to hire everybody and they don't pay attention, and they end up burning themselves by mistreating content creators. Because even if we don't like something, we're still going to make that brand money. Guarantee it. You guys know, most of the time, if I don't like something, I can still tell you 5 different people who will probably like it. The only time I genuinely give something a bad review is when it tears my hair up, you know? The only time I will tell you not to go out and buy something is if I genuinely think that it's a waste of money or it tears my hair apart, and I can't in good conscience tell somebody to put something in their hair when I know it destroyed mine, you know? But for the most part, if I review a product and I don't like it, okay, it wasn't for me, but I know there's a certain subset of most of you guys that will probably like it for all the reasons that I hate it. So even when we give negative reviews, we still make people money. And I feel like a lot of these brands don't necessarily see the value in that. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I didn't know she was doing all of that. Yeah, she was getting spicy for a while. She's gotten real quiet now because a whole lot of us told her to shut the hell up. Because we just didn't have the time. Like, honestly, I feel like I wish more of us had caught Monique before things had come to a head with that. Because I think if we had, I think we could have nipped that stuff in the bud with Miche. But that was one that I think got away from a lot of us. I used Miche pomegranate and honey for my last wash, and my hair loves it. Yeah, my hair absolutely loves it. I will never give that woman another dime of my money, though. Let's see. I thought it was me that was doing something wrong using Miche, but my hair just didn't agree with that palm honey. Yeah, like, and a lot of people didn't like it. It's very humectant heavy. I like the leave-in, and I really enjoyed the custard. Is it the setting cream? There's a cream in that collection, the twist out cream or whatever. I don't know how a cream flakes on somebody's hair, but that hair always left my hair flaky as hell. So really it was only those 2 products that I absolutely loved. And I mean, for me, only liking 2 products out of somebody's entire brand with all the products that she has, like, I can live without those 2 products. High key. Def Do. I don't know about She Sent It. I didn't know about She Sent It before you, and I love their stuff now. They got a lifetime customer. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm not somebody who tries to toot my own horn. Obviously, I wasn't the first person to come on this platform and talk about She Sent It. Trini Girl Natural, she was the first person that I really heard talking about the brand. I saw Ashton's Curls using it a lot, but I feel like my channel really popularized that brand. And a lot of people were trying the brand on YouTube because they saw me using it. And they have shown me love. They have shown me a lot of support. I will say that. So them and Curl Origin. And Curl Origin will just pop up and just send me stuff a lot of the times too. So they're really, really sweet people over there. And yeah, like you said, Tyrone, thank you. It goes a long way. It absolutely does, because doing this is not easy. A lot of people think it is, and it's not. For so many different reasons. And a lot of times it's like trying to create content that is aesthetically pleasing and also packed with information for you guys feels like fighting for my life. It really does. But I enjoy doing it, you know? But it also comes, like, there's a limit, you know what I'm saying? And even though I am not someone who likes to operate off of transactional relationships, I have come to understand that at some point in this industry, you kind of have to be that person. And it's self-preservation. You do have to some degree. Is this curl? She's constantly showing out on IG. Sorry, I'm late. Yeah, we were talking about Miche and just kind of all the reasons why we all kind of just stopped using curls, from her busted ass website to how she used to act in people's comment sections, and it's layered. It didn't end up being like she never really had big drama. I think just because enough of us told her to shut the hell up and told her to go hire somebody. But yeah, she's interesting, and it's just funny because you would think that she would have had a better rapport with influencers, considering that like she really made the Glam Twins her pet project back in the day. Do y'all remember that? Like, out of all the influencers like in the natural hair community that were really doing like work with brands, like she really made the Glam Twins like her pet project for a while. Like they were kind of like to Miche what Chloe and Halle is like to Beyonce. And so you would think that she would have had a better rapport, considering that she was on the front end of working with natural hair content creators. But yeah, and it's not even to say that I don't think she's a bad person. I just think she needs to pay PR people. She needs to pay people to handle that and stay out of people's comment sections. I suddenly have the urge to know what her sign is. I do too. I really do. And it's honestly even more interesting when you find out like there has been so much beef with so many of these brand owners and like the really big popular brands, and especially between everybody else and Mielle. High key. Sis was stealing everybody's stuff. I'm gonna say allegedly, because I know anybody can hop on your live or whatever, but those who know. I mean, if you look at a Mielle bottle and you look at a Main Choice bottle, Mielle didn't always look like that. I'll just leave it at that. Her weave collection isn't doing great. The one from Curls, see, Curls and Mielle have turned into one of those brands that are really relying heavily on having kind of like low budget celebrities do things for them, like with the exception of like Meg Thee Stallion and Sweetie. But like Sweetie was out here putting natural hair products on like her lace fronts and shit. Like I don't want to know how it works on your wig, baby. I want to see how it works on your natural hair. At least Meg, she does try, even though you can tell she has no clue what she's talking about. But like it's just funny to me because like, yeah, it gets a certain degree of hype. I would be curious to see how much money they were making when they were really heavily relying on influencers to do the work over handing it off and spending that much money on, you know, kind of low budget celebrities. Like, goodness, all sorts of random people, like random gospel singers. I know they be having Tamar Braxton doing stuff, and I'm like, but she's bald. Look, people will try to discredit content creators, but a lot of us have way too much know-how for people to not be using us. I'll just say it. I don't love the newer Mielle collections. Yeah, I don't either. They tore my hair apart. And at some point, I just stopped buying their new stuff. The rice water stuff was the last straw for me. I hate how y'all can't be honest with sponsored content. That is so weird and shady. I mean, me personally, that's never been my experience, honestly. And I think what a lot of y'all don't see, fix myself. What a lot of y'all don't see is that when you're doing this by yourself, it is difficult to make the right decisions when it comes to who you work with. I've had lots of great sponsorships, and I've had sponsorships that I would never do them again. if I had the level of know-how, I never would have signed the contract. A lot of times we get so excited because it's somebody that we've admired. It's a brand that we've wanted to work with for years that we don't even think about asking the right questions. We don't read enough of what's in the contract. And a lot of us end up taking these jobs where brands don't want us to be honest. And you guys have seen this with Mad Curls. Like, they have been completely open and honest about reviewing brands, and they posted the video and they said what they felt, and the brand was like, no, take that down. You can't say that. And that happens to a lot of us because it's just us doing this. We don't have other people looking over our stuff. And so you have to kind of have a good level of discernment. Like, I will tell you guys, a good bulk of me going through my emails is just me figuring out if the person that's contacting me to do something is actually the person that's contacting me to do the thing. And it's just a lot of stuff that you just don't know until you know. I personally only work with people who allow me to say what I need to say and be honest. And if I can't do that, then I'm just not going to work with you. But that's because now I know the questions to ask. I know what the contracts mean, and now I understand what I'm signing when I get into it. There's so many layers to that, and there are a lot of people out here that aren't honest when it comes to sponsored content. But I'll just be real. I've said it before, I'll say it again. There are a whole lot of people out here lying to y'all for free. And so you just have to be conscious consumers. If it didn't make sense the first time they said it, and it doesn't make sense the 5th time, and it still doesn't make sense the 10th time, then what they're saying probably isn't true. And so that's why I say across the board, you have to have good discernment, because a lot of people, especially in the natural hair space, a lot of people aren't getting sponsorships. A lot of brands are not doing sponsorships on YouTube. And for a lot of people, the best way for them to make money is to generate views with being shady and being nasty or drawing up drama, you know? And so that's just a level of discernment that you have to have as a consumer, you know? And we don't all have the same standards. My standard for doing a product review isn't the same as somebody else's. So for you guys, you may feel like my level of honesty is the standard, but for some people, like, they don't care to do all that, you know? So you just have to be like smart and just really listen to who is talking and kind of analyze what they're saying. But just know that, like, whenever I come on here and I do a sponsorship, typically I've used the product before, or I've been given enough time to use the product to, you know, develop an honest opinion. And if I really don't like the product, I would rather tell the company and tell them that I don't feel comfortable doing the review. That's just me, though. But most of the time, I've never had that problem because I only work with people whose products that I've reviewed and I know that I really love. So I think my biggest thing as a content creator is just that a lot of people want to work with influencers, but they want exclusivity. And it's like, I can't make my channel all about you. That's really where the issue comes for me. Some people really want to take over your content, and I'm just not with it. I'm really not. Yeah, I love Mad Curls too. I just realized they started doing videos again. I wasn't getting notified about their videos, so I just went back and watched their last couple of videos, and I miss them. They're so sweet. They're so precious. I have enough hair products that I don't think I'm shopping on Black Friday. I can see that. I don't need to shop on Black Friday. In the practical sense. In the YouTube content creator sense, I probably should. And I'll leave it at that. I don't even remember how I got into curls, but I think I just saw several YouTubers using it years ago. I always like their edge control. Yeah, and me, I was never really into the edge control. It didn't really do nothing for me. Like, I had the passion fruit control paste, and I remember when I first got it, like, I really thought it was doing something. It ain't control nothing. I've had good experiences with their products, but they haven't been like amazing experiences with their products. So that just is what it is. So is Camille Rose. What did Camille Rose do? Oh, their marketing. Yeah, they be having some interesting people too. And I don't know. I really like Camille Rose, but sometimes they can be a little shoddy with following up with people that they try to work with. I'll just put it that way. I haven't personally had any issues with them. Like, I haven't tried to work with them. But I've heard like some not so good stories. But the truth is, like, as content creators, everybody's going to have a bad story with a company that we love, you know. That's just what it is. Like, one of my favorite brands, I had a really horrible time working for them at the beginning of the year. And it wasn't really anybody's fault. There was like a change in like the PR person, and it was kind of a hot mess, and all the stuff that I was doing fell within all that work changing hands, and my stuff kind of got really messed up. I don't hold it against them though. I just hope it never happens again. But I feel like for all of us, like, each one of us can say that we have had a horrible experience working with a brand that the other person loves. So it just kind of is what it is. Like, I think it's just kind of business, you know. You just cackle that she bald. I mean, she is bald. Tamar is bald. She ain't got no hair on that head. And that is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. She over here talking about a hair growth oil. But you keep your hair clipped to your scalp. Okay. Mael skipped the apology and went straight to the celebrities with the lace front first. Yeah, because they didn't care. They really didn't give a damn, and I don't want to talk too much about that situation just because I love my boo Linda, and I don't want her to be plagued anymore with that situation. But that was such a deep situation. And I think for a lot of us content creators, it was a really big deal because to a point it was kind of scary. Like, it wasn't just her being nasty, it was harassment, and misuse of people's personal information. Because, like, I know a lot of times, like, I will get stuff sent from people that I didn't even know they had my information. But sometimes, like, brand owners will see, like, oh, I recognize this person, and they'll just send you a bunch of stuff. Like, they'll hold on to your information, and they'll just send you a bunch of stuff. I got like a massive PR package from Necessaire a couple of months ago, and I didn't even think the brand knew who I was. And I think they had just gotten my information from one of like the PR sites that I use, and they just sent me like a huge care package. But stuff like that, like, these people have our personal information, and like, you're out here misusing our personal information. And that was just like a huge breach of trust. It was such an icky situation. And at the end of the day, like, I couldn't get with it. It was just bad. It was just bad all around. And so much of that could have been fixed with an honest to God apology. And it should have been a public apology because everything that she did was public. Everything she did was public. Other people saw it. Other people heard it. And to me, when the things that you do that are done wrong in public, you fixing it should be just as public as what you did wrong. What is the best shampoo and conditioner for me right now? Oh, boo. I switch out my shampoo and conditioner every single week. For clarifying, I have been switching mainly between the Adjoa clarifying shampoo and the Nature's Little Secret clarifying shampoo. I've really been working on trying to use up a lot of my shampoos right now. So, like, I just finished off my Pattern Beauty moisturizing shampoo. I've been using, y'all, I have so many shampoos. Like, if I showed you the amount of shampoos I have right now, you would judge me heavily. The ones that are in my shower right now are the Adjoa Blue Tansy, the African Pride Honey Moisture Shampoo, and what's the other one that's in there? The Wash Day Delight is in there as well. So, I mean, those are the ones that have been in my shower for like the last like 3 to 4 weeks. So I don't know if that helps, but I pretty much switch out what I use every week for the most part. Yeah, the blueberry holds better. Yeah, it does. But neither one was really that great for me. But truth be told, like, I just gotten to the point where I am not hell-bent on laying down my edges. So, you know, now I just don't really care anymore. Like, I have edge controls, but they're all kind of lightweight edge controls like that. You know what I mean? You always speak the truth. I try to. And I know that sometimes being honest will get me backlash. I've come on here and had to be very candid and honest, about very difficult situations. But at the end of the day, sometimes, like, being in this space, you end up getting roped into stuff very publicly. And to me, the only way to fix it is to be honest about it just as publicly, you know? Like, I don't get to be involved in stuff that makes me look bad or hurts other people publicly, but then, you know, hide and try to make up for it in private, you know? So I try to be honest about everything because to me, that's just the easiest way to go. If you're honest from the get-go, you don't have a lot of fixing you have to do later. And I know sometimes people get frustrated with me because I'm not the type of person to always name people, but just always remember, if I don't name a name, it's likely because there's a person in the situation that I'm trying to protect. Because me being honest shouldn't make life harder for somebody else unless they decide that they want to hop in on it too. So that's just, you know, what it is. One word, pride. Facts. Yep, pride will get you, and girl's a prideful person, that's for sure. I'm working on co-washes and shampoos. Same. I'm trying to use more of my co-washes because I kind of haven't been good with using a lot of my co-washes. I've mainly been using my Chocolate Kings and Curls clay washes. And I realized, I was like, girl, you got co-washes you need to use. Like, you might wanna use them bitches. So I've been working on co-washes too, because for a while I was just using my clay washes. Like, even like my Sultanicals butter shampoos, I haven't been using those either. Nature's Little Secret products are bae for me. I'm actually using the products for my next wash day this week. Yeah. Charnay, like, she just gets it right. She gets it right every single time. Like, I love her. And I love how, as she has grown and evolved with the brand, that her products have continued to up in quality, but I never feel like she's overcharging me for something. And like, me and her have talked about this. Like, she said, like, as a brand owner, like, sometimes it's hard trying to make sure you turn a profit while also like making things affordable for people. But sometimes people just outright like charge things they don't have to charge. And so I feel like Nature's Little Secret, Curl Origin, and She Sent It, I feel like are right there on par price point for what they give. And honestly, like, they could get away with charging us way more just because of how high quality they are. Like, they really could. But Charnay, she is so passionate about her brand. I know, like, sometimes it freaks people out when they see like content creators who are really like good friends with brand owners, but honestly, like, I feel like if I just randomly met Charnay in the street, like, we would be friends. But she just treats all of us as content creators. She treats us so well. And so knowing how passionate she is about you guys as her customers, it's so easy to support her. It really is. It is so easy to support that woman because she loves y'all. Like, she loves you guys as her customers, as her community. And every time she comes out with a new product, it's just so exciting because me and her will sit down and kiki about it for like a hot ass minute because we're both so excited. So yeah, like, what you see is what you get with her. High key. Once I finish co-washes, I need to work on clays. Lemon clarifying shampoo, 8 enough low comp. Facts. I'm trying to figure out how she made a clarifying shampoo that's so clarifying, but it just like it be given S-curl definition when you rinse it out. How? There is sorcery in there. Has to be. I called her when I first tried. I tried the shampoo and the deep conditioner, and I called her and I said, Charnay, I said, Peter, Paul, Mary, and all them went in there with you when you made that. Like, I every time I try something new for her, I call her and I just have her cracking up because I'm just like losing it. Like how was it this good? How did you do that? You and Jesus are friends, and I'm not talking about you go to church every Sunday. Like you know that man. You know that man. You have touched the hem of his garment. The hem of his garment might be in this jar right now. Because what in the world? Like, listen, I call her and I will just hype her, like gas her up so hard because she deserves it. But I am never not impressed. And I remember when I started using her products and like there were like minor criticisms that I had, and like she hit me up and she was like, so you were saying kind of this and this, and she was like, I kind of just want to expand on that because it's something that I kind of want to fix. And sometimes we talk about ingredients and the ways that she's trying to like work on a formula. Like this new gel, like she has been working on that for a hot minute. And she was so nervous about putting it out and making sure like the ingredients were like top notch, and it like amazing. But I just love her because she really like takes what we say to heart, and she really listens to criticism, and she just uses it to make her products better. And like she is such an example for people out here, high key, because she really takes everything good and everything bad and she uses it to make herself better. Like she bomb. Amazing. I'm not a huge co-wash person, so I don't have too many left. I have so many co-washes, but I mean, up until life kind of got all like Armageddon-ish in my family, I was using a co-wash like every week, and I haven't been, so now I have all these co-washes sitting here looking at me. I still haven't tried that Camille Rose coconut co-wash. I need to. I really do. The coconut water one. The lather is so rich and luxurious, giving spot a for. Yes, Selena. Yes, it's so good. She's the hidden disciple. She really is. She really is. She be knowing. Mono's Hair put out a statement that her products won't be out anymore once current stock is sold, at least for a long while. That doesn't surprise me. I wouldn't be shocked if there was like a full-on rebrand, because even she hasn't really been talking about her products. There's probably some contract stuff going on. One thing I've noticed with Mono's Hair is that she knows her stuff. I will give her that. But she has a hard time sticking with one thing. And she has a really hard time really cultivating hype and keeping it. So I'm not surprised, and I always felt like if the brand didn't really succeed, then it would probably be because she didn't really put the effort in to succeeding. Which is sad because I really enjoy her products, and I know a lot of other people do too. I know whenever I go into my Sally's, her products aren't there. People are buying them. But I always question, like, once she put out the line, would she really do more when it came to innovation? Because it's a Sally's in-house brand. I mean, a lot of people would try to shade her for always being on sale, but that's the deal. Like, her brand is a Sally's in-house brand. Therefore, her brand and all of the other Sally's in-house brands are constantly going to be on sale. They're constantly going to be under that 4 for $20. So, I don't know. I really enjoy the line, but part of me knew that I didn't need to get like attached to it because I didn't feel like it was going to be around forever. I hate to say that, but she claims she's having ingredient problems. I can see it. A lot of brands are. They're just not being open about it, and they're not really talking about it as much as they should. Like, they're really not. But I feel like, and that's why I said, like, I put out that video earlier in the year. A lot of these ingredient changes alone are just going to stem from people not being able to get ingredients. So that's something that we're really going to have to, like, deal with. That alone is going to bring changes. And I know that there have been a lot of regulatory changes too. And I know a lot of people, like, really want us to change over to, like, EU standards. And I just hope y'all know, like, if that ever happens, everything is going to change. Like, everything, everything we have ever put on our heads is going to change. So if you like something, and I know, like, a lot of people who are from the UK who get certain products, I'm sorry, I can't situate myself. They get certain products sent to them because they don't like the formulations based on EU regulations. Because I think, like, in the EU, like, they don't, you can't have, like, retinols, like, certain retinols and stuff like that. So a lot of products in the EU, skincare-wise, a lot of people don't purchase them. They purchase the US version. You know, it's just one of those things. Ingredients and formulation, it's a hotbed of crazy. It really is. But yeah, I would love to see Mono's hair more kind of, like, invested in her hair care collection. And I would love to see more from the collection if they ever, like, get this situated, because she came out with great products. I wish the new gel worked for me so bad, but it's okay. Win some, lose some. Who's new gel? Which company? I think maybe I missed that. Oh, do you mean Nature's Little Secret, the okra one? Yeah, I've heard that the Camille Rose Coconut Co-Wash is really, really good. And I've had it since, like, 2 Black Fridays ago. I know that's kind of sad. So all y'all have been looking for Mono's hair. I have hella, like, stock on the products that I like from her. So I haven't had to go get any. I overdid it on those 4 for $20 sales. Yeah, the Scalp Clarifier shampoo was really, really good. It's really nice. Oh, EU standards. So regulations in, like, the UK and other countries. So their standards are, like, way more strict. So there are a lot of really common ingredients that we use here that are completely banned in the UK. I don't know. It's hard to really have that discussion, because for most people, when they have this discussion, they're not thinking about it or looking at it or able to even really understand what the discussion is with all of this empirical data and these peer-reviewed articles. People are having, like, conversations that aren't nuanced. So that just is, you know, that just is what it is. There are some ingredients here that I do think should be, like, we should be on it with EU standards. And there are definitely some ingredients that I think they kind of go overboard with. It's a personal thing, and it depends on how much you know. Someone looking on the surface, all of it will probably seem scary to you. Someone who knows the data and is able to interpret that data will have a completely different opinion. So, yeah, the new gel for NLS. I'm sorry it didn't work for you. It's like bae for me. But I know, like, I just feel like a lot of brands, like the really natural brands, when it comes to having that really strong hold, like, they all kind of struggle. I think this is about as strong as Chardonnay will get it without really using ingredients that, like, really, really flake hard and stuff like that, you know? So, yeah, it also applies to Canada too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it hasn't been open. It's just been chilling, but Camille Rose has a decent shelf life. If it's been unopened. So I need to use it, like I need to open it by the time like Black Friday hits this year. I might do a video with it soon. I'm gonna try. No promises, but I'm gonna try. Which styler do you use from NLS? All of them. Truthfully, all of them. My favorite combo is the Irish Moss styling cream with the flaxseed curly custard. But I have also really been enjoying using either the avocado moisture cream or the banana leave-in underneath the ochre curl defining gel. But I use all of them. All of them work for me. It just depends on what I want to use it for. I'll use it to slick my hair. Yeah, it works really well to slick my hair back. Like the last, well, with the exception of when I came on for that last You Sent It video, when you guys have seen me with my hair slicked back, it's been with that ochre gel. I need some of your food recipes. You know what? That is my favorite thing about this time of year, and part of the reason why I like doing like more aesthetic videos, because I get to share more food. And I will be doing like more of those. I say that when I'm sitting here like eating peanut butter cookies. I made these last night, but I really want to try to do like a good braised short rib this year. A bomb chicken and gnocchi soup recipe that I want to give y'all this year. So we'll see. But I don't know what y'all be wanting. I like comfort food. Like I eat lots of healthy stuff throughout the week, but like if I'm gonna take the time to film it, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be a little fattening. It's gonna put some meat on your bones. Might make you a little thickums. You know? Throw the vlog in here for it. Yes. Make a pie. I can totally do that. Actually, like I do apple pie almost every year. I think last year was the only year I did not do like an apple pie. I do be chefing in my vlogs. I really do. I love it. I love coming on and cooking. And I really want to spend some more money on equipment next year so I can kind of get things at better angles. And cook more with you guys in vlogs and stuff, because I really enjoy it. You guys want more baking? I'm down for giving you guys lots of baking recipes, because baking, like I love cooking, but baking is really my thing too. Like I used to bake a lot back in high school. Like I would just bring like cookies and all sorts of stuff for people. I wouldn't even eat it myself. I mean, I would try it and make sure it tasted good, but I just baked as a way to like kind of not have to think about all the stuff I was dealing with. I was a real sick kid in high school. But yeah, I can do more baking videos. Your vlogs are so cute. Love you and your mom together. Thanks. I love vlogging with my mom because she's the best. I love coming on here and cooking with you guys. I need some meat on my bones. I've lost so much weight being vegan. I can't relate. I was vegan for like a year and a half. But full context, I was so sick it wasn't like I could work out or anything. But yeah, I don't miss being vegan. I don't know, like for me, having an intentional diet like that has never really worked for me. I don't eat a ton of meat anyway, so I have more of a low meat diet. So some weeks, like my meals are like completely vegetarian or vegan, but it's a lot easier to live life and enjoy it when you're not forcing it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I've had roommates and stuff that were vegan and they were miserable. They absolutely hated it. A lot of people aren't really good at creating good vegan diets. And it takes a lot for me to watch through vlogs. You know, yeah, I get that. Like, not everybody is somebody that you can watch on a vlog. Like, Glam Twins, I watch their vlog content more than I do their beauty content, because the more I watch their hair stuff, I was like, y'all be saying a whole lot of stuff that don't make sense. But I like their relaxed style. So I watch their vlogs. I like watching Faye in the City. I love watching her vlogs. She's a sweetie. My favorite vlogger on here, she is a UK vlogger. Her name is Gemma Louise Miles, and she makes some of the prettiest vlog content. Like, she really be having you out here looking like, man, I kind of want to live like that. But when I'm having like a really bad day and I just want to just turn something on that's just really relaxing, I watch her stuff. And just everything she does is just really cute and put together. And that will never be my life, but I am totally down with living like vicariously through someone else. And she's also just a really, really sweet person. I seem to be better at baking than cooking food. I feel that. I'm really good at both now. But there was a time in my life where I prioritized baking over cooking. But everybody in my family cooks. My mom cooks, my dad cooks. All of my uncles cook. And all of my aunts cook too. I come from a cooking family. One of my uncles is actually the head chef of a really popular restaurant in my hometown. If you are ever in the Chesterfield County area, check out the Halfway House. It is a historical restaurant, and he is the head chef there, and he has some of the best food ever. Some of the best. And I love going home because I just pull up and like he literally, like, people who go there all the time, like, they just walk out to the kitchens and will like go out and greet him. He's great. He's adorable. If you ever go there and you happen to meet my uncle, you'll know he's my uncle because we look alike. We all look alike. Both of them, baking, cooking, whichever. I will definitely do that. And honestly, like I was saying at the beginning of this live, I'm probably going to be doing a little bit more lifestyle content. I just want to create content that makes me feel better while I'm in this shitty place in life. So if I just feel like uploading a makeup tutorial, I'm going to upload a makeup tutorial. Y'all might get a full-blown cooking video one day, or like a random what I eat in a day video. I would totally do that. Like, that's just kind of how I'm feeling, you know? Because I don't know, like, my natural hair has always been like my safe place. But I feel like when you are like this level of like personal tragedy mixed in with a little bit of depression, doing all of this is hard. And so sometimes I don't really feel motivated to do my hair, and that has never been a thing for me. But cooking and baking videos, or, you know, doing more vlogs where I do like share recipes with you guys, I'm totally down to do that. See, I literally said that I wanted to upgrade my equipment when I cook. Right now I'm using my phone and a very small tripod. Yeah, like, some things, it really makes a difference. I have a lot of money put away for a new camera, but I have been spending the majority of my money lately, like I said, on dental work. So I haven't really been able to focus on taking care of that. But when you're cooking, it's just different. Like, the whole setup is different. And then depending on like the kind of lighting you have in your house too, right? Because like for us, like when y'all see like that nice little really pretty light in my Instagram videos and my body care videos and stuff like that, I have to fight for my life to get that lighting. Like, where our house sits, we don't get very good direct light. So, you know, just know, as relaxing as my videos look, I probably like knocked my knees several times and was sweating and probably wanted to die by the time I finished making that. But it looked good and it gave the vibes, and that is all that matters. But yeah, cooking videos, like, that's the kind of stuff that really makes you want to get like different setups and stuff. Selena, you prefer baking. Cooking takes so much out of me. Yeah. Over time, like, there are certain recipes that I do that I just have in my head now that I just kind of streamline, and it's like really, really easy. Like, I came home a couple nights ago. I think I posted it on my Instagram stories. We had like a leftover pie crust, so I just used that and came home and just made chicken pot pie from scratch, and it was so good. And that was really easy. Kitchen was clean, house was clean by the time everybody sat down. A big part of cooking, I feel like, for me, is the cleaning in between. Cooking is easy when you have your cleaning in between down pat. I have gastritis, so I had to cut down on red meat. I feel that. I may eat it twice a month. The older I get, I cannot eat too much of the foods I used to. Yeah, I feel that. Like, I can already feel, and for me too, because my endo messed up so much with my stomach, I have to be more careful. Like, drinking and stuff like that, like, I have to be careful about how much alcohol I consume because my stomach is really sensitive. Eating a lot of, like, really acidic foods, I have to be really careful. And so a lot of times I forgo a lot of acidic foods because I'm picking my coffee. Like, if I had to pick between spaghetti at night or my coffee during the day, I'm going to pick my coffee every time. But I totally get that. And we don't eat a lot of red meat anyway, like maybe 2 to 3 times a month. We mostly eat chicken. I eat fish. Me, my dad, and my brother eat fish. My mom does not like fish. So we don't buy it too often just because it's just easier to make something that a lot of us can have. Usually if we do pork, it's like pork loin, something like that. Something really lean. But yeah, we don't do a lot of red meat either. I like being vegetarian. I wanted to challenge myself being vegan, but I can't do it. Yeah, it's really restricting. And I found that for myself that I was just missing a little bit too much. And my body kept telling me that it wasn't working, and I kept not listening to it. You really have to be good at curating your diet when it comes to being vegan. And if you're not really good at that, then you're probably going to lack in certain places. But I'm someone that doesn't latch on to too many things either because I feel like a lot of people really set themselves up with trying to do all these different diet things. Like, I watch people who will all of a sudden decide, oh, I'm not going to eat gluten anymore. And I'm like, why? You don't have a gluten intolerance. And what a lot of people don't realize is that stuff like that, like trying to go into a gluten-free diet for no reason, you can actually create a gluten intolerance. I know several people who have done that. They tried to go back to not, just eating their regular gluten stuff, and they can't do it anymore. They basically gave themselves a gluten intolerance. So I try to be more intentional with my food, not so much trendy, and eat what feels right to me, and just kind of go from there. Yes, and to wash all the dishes and clean the kitchen after. Yup. The good thing about living with 4 people is that usually I have help. Twins don't really do hair much anymore. It's lifestyle, skin, and fragrance. Yeah. And high key, like, I feel like the stuff that we do get from them is like the fragrance videos. Mostly when we get them, they're sponsored. It's because they're sponsored. Look, I know they got to pay for that house. I'm not judging at all. I just don't think they have a passion for YouTube anymore. I really don't. Like I said, I like their lifestyle content on their vlog channel. Because I find it relaxing. But as far as like their main channel goes, I don't think they really care about YouTube anymore. And that's fine. But they also haven't done a very good job of trying to do more for themselves outside of just the YouTube stuff. Like, they've tried to do a lot of other business things and it never really works out. They never really stick with it. So I feel like they should be at a place where they don't have to rely on YouTube as much, but I feel like because they're not very good at sticking to the new things that they do, I feel like they have to continue to rely on YouTube, even though they don't want to. I mean, it's true, they got to pay for that house. They got that new house, they flexing, they bossing, whatever. I'm not someone who's going to try to yuck somebody's yum, but at the same time, like, you can tell when people aren't into it. I think that's why I'm so adamant about, like, if I'm not feeling something, I would rather just, like, do something at the time when I feel like doing it as opposed to putting it out there, because I know y'all can see it written all over my face when I don't want to be on this camera. Y'all know me too well. I'm not gonna do that to y'all. So there's no point in me having y'all sit here watching me look miserable doing something I don't want to do when I could have just done something that I wanted to do anyway. I love what I eat in a day. I can definitely try to do that. And I think too, as someone who struggles to remember to eat, I think that could be a very relatable video, because having a sick body, like to the point where it was difficult for me to hold down food, I got so used to not being able to eat that like now, not having issues eating, I have a hard time remembering to eat. So I think that would be like a good one to do. I promised you guys like a video on my physical therapy. I haven't done that yet, but I need to. Girl, I love coffee too, especially ice. Yes, iced coffee. I love mine hot. All that. Let's see. The more restricted my diet was, the worse my periods. Yeah. And the worst part was that like at the beginning of my endo like situation, my doctors kept putting me on these really like ridiculous restrictive diets, and it just made me so miserable. And eventually I got to the point, like there was a point in my freshman year where I couldn't hold down solid food at all. Like I literally like the last semester, like well no, like the last half of my last semester, I was living off of basically a liquid diet because I couldn't hold down solid food. It was that bad. Yeah, I already have to make sure I take vitamins being vegetarian because I don't want to miss out on. Yeah, exactly. And a lot of women, when they're trying to get pregnant, end up having to go back to eating meat. A lot of women have difficulty trying to conceive when they're vegan. So I just try to be careful. And I think a lot of that also has to do with the fact that so many vegan options are loaded with soy. So that's another reason why, like, yeah, all of the new like vegan foods and meat replacements are so great, but most of them like I can't really eat like that. And so much of the food that we have today has so much soy in it. Like I try to keep the amount of soy I drink to like the little bit of coffee creamer that I put in here. But I still prefer like milk-based creamers. But I try not to do a lot of soy. If you're vegan, it's really, really hard to avoid soy. So that's another thing for me too. Like the meat replacements and stuff, they're cool, but a lot of them I can't eat often. And it's really hard to find really good flavorful options that aren't loaded with a bunch of soy. Some of my favorites though are at Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's has a lot of really good veggie burger options that actually fill you up. And I've made some good like vegetarian and vegan recipes too, but it's just not my favorite. Usually if a recipe that I make is vegetarian or vegan, I didn't go out of my way to find it. Like it's not something I found. I just ended up making it that way. Maybe they should do TikTok. And yeah, and I feel like they would do really well with that, but they definitely seem to have a certain level of disdain for those short forms of content. Because I know like watching their videos, I have heard both Kelsey and Kendra complain about like trying to figure out how to use reels and stuff. And I'm just like, y'all sound like somebody's grandma. I'm like, it is not that hard. Like, I just feel like in this space, if you don't want to do it, just say you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes people come up with the most outlandish excuses, or they spend so much time like fussing around the issue. And it's like, you can just say you don't want to do it. That's okay. Because saying no and I don't want to is a valid reason for anything. People shouldn't be challenging you when you say you don't want to do something. You don't owe somebody an explanation for not wanting to do it. But whenever I see, especially Kelsey, when she does short form content, it performs really, really well. It does. Their content is going to perform well because they have all that hair on their heads. And it may not even be really that healthy, but they have all that hair on their heads, and they are going to get views and they're going to get likes for that reason on its own. So I feel like they don't even really have to work that hard to do well at short form content like Reels and TikToks. They just don't want to. But I feel like if you don't want to, just be honest, you know? And I feel like most of the times when I see them doing something, it's because they have to for a brand deal. It's very rare that they post something on Instagram Reels and it's just something that they just wanted to post. You don't like coffee? That's okay. I can understand not liking coffee. I really can. That was Giovanna. Remember they dragged her for filth for eating fish. I don't know who that is. Sometimes I add oat milk to my coffee. It's pretty good. I have tried doing like milk just in general as substitutes, and I don't really like it. I can do half and half, but like oat milks and soy milks, there's just something that just bothers me. I really don't like it. And I feel like I'm one of the few people that can actually taste the almonds in almond milk. So I think that's why that bothers me. But yeah, I'll add oat milk to like lattes and stuff every now and then. Is that a symptom for endo? Another YouTuber I watch has endo and is sensitive to soy as well. So soy is an endocrine disruptor. So I don't have a sensitivity to it, but I have such a severe case that I need to try not to overconsume it. It's really hard not to. My little sis from college actually is allergic to soy. Poor baby, like, has such a hard time eating anything. Basically, if it comes out of package, most of the time she can't eat it. But yeah, so it is an endocrine disruptor. There are just too many issues with it for what it can do to the female reproductive system, that for someone like me, it makes more sense to avoid it. For the everyday woman, it's probably not an issue, you know? But for me, I have to be more careful. So, like, the couple of cups of coffee that I have a day, like, that's the number one thing that I consume that I know for a fact has soy in it. And that's kind of what I try to limit it to. They're not into it anymore. Yeah, they're just not. And I feel like that's just okay. I just think that with all the connections that they have, and the momentum that they had at one time, I feel like they could have done a better job at securing something so that they wouldn't have to keep slugging it on YouTube. I mean, and y'all know I'm not someone who really cares about numbers, but I noticed the other day, like, their follower count has not increased in the last like 3 to 4 years. They have like been at the same follower count for God knows how long. I just think they're not into it anymore. I feel like they've done everything they want to do on here. But I don't think they have a backup plan is the issue. And like, yeah, they're licensed, but they haven't used their license in how long? And I mean, I'm not a stylist. I don't know what you have to do to renew things, or if you have to have like continuing education in certain things. But I would think that they would have to go out of their way, like, if they wanted to do that. But they've also expressed like not wanting to do hair like that. Like, they've said they don't want to be in somebody's face and behind a chair all day. So, you know, I don't know. But you can tell they're not into it anymore. A lot of content creators say they literally have to make shorts to stay in the algorithm as a part of the program now. So I don't know about that. I know that YouTube is giving out bonuses for doing shorts. And I know they just recently set things up so you can monetize them. Now, me personally, I've been posting them because so many people express kind of feeling being left out because they don't have Instagram. So I feel like it's a great way for me to say, hey, y'all want to know what I'm doing over here? I already have the content. I'm just going to post it. I don't go out of my way to make exclusive shorts for YouTube. but I do think it's a way to show you guys another layer of the work that I do. Because those of you who follow me on Instagram know my Instagram content is very different from the content that I post here. I don't do as much hair content on Instagram as I do on YouTube. My Instagram is big on the bath, body, self-care angle. And that kind of stuff doesn't necessarily do as well on the channel, on a video on its own, but it does pretty decently on shorts. So I post it. But it is incentivized to post shorts. But there are bigger things going on with the algorithm. I don't think shorts are taking over the way that people say they are. There's bigger things going on with the algorithm. I'll just say that. I love oat milk also. When I'm drinking too much, half and half in a week, I'll substitute. Yeah, like I try not to do too much dairy either because it breaks me out. So, and I can't do skinny syrups because I can't do the artificial sweeteners in them. They give me migraines. And my mom actually has like an allergic reaction to them. Like she'll go into anaphylaxis and break out in rashes and stuff. So we don't keep stuff like that in the house. Maybe they had a bad manager. I don't think it's their manager. I think it's just them. You know? I mean, just think about it. These girls have been licensed through Ouidad for years, and they just started working with Ouidad. Meanwhile, you have someone like Mono's Hair, who Ouidad literally pulled up and was like, hey, we will send you to school. I just don't think that I think they're very complacent people. And that's not shade. I just think they are. I think they have achieved the level of success that they wanted. And that's it. Like, I think they just want to maintain the lifestyle that they have now and just do that. I think they're happy with what they have. I don't think they really have any interest in aiming higher, you know? And I don't think it's a management thing. I think it's just a them thing. Because at the end of the day, like, management or not, what you choose to promote on your channel, the things you choose to create on your channel are still up to you. And the only times I can really tell that they're being pushed by their management is when they really start talking about stuff they never talk about. Like when the whole thing happened with George Floyd, all of a sudden they were so gung-ho about supporting Black-owned brands. And people have been asking them to do Black-owned brand videos for years. And all of a sudden, like it took you seeing this poor man crying for his mama while he was dying for you to talk about a Black-owned business. Like it was very clear pandering, and it was very obvious that their management probably told them they had to do that, you know? And a lot of times when their management is telling them to do something, it's really obvious. If you're familiar with their content, I've been watching them for forever, like since I was in high school. So it's really obvious when they're doing something just because they were told they had to. It's very obvious, and they don't even really try to hide it. And that's how I know they don't feel like doing it anymore, you know? I've seen channels that get way more views on their shorts than their regular videos. I can see why they want compensation for it. Yeah, absolutely. Like I just figured out how to turn on the monetization for my shorts, because for the longest, like I couldn't find it in my studio, and I had shorts that were doing just as well, if not better, than some of the videos that I had. And like, why shouldn't I be getting compensated for that? But I know for a while they were giving out bonuses to people. I don't know how all that works. I feel like you probably had to have been making like hella numbers to be getting those bonuses, but you know, and a lot of things do that. You know, a lot of companies do that when they're testing new things. What are we talking about? We're kind of a little all over the place. We're talking about the algorithm and short form content, like YouTube Reels, Instagram, TikTok, and kind of linking that back to the Glam Twins and talking about how they kind of seem to not really care about YouTube anymore. I think they're just kind of over being content creators. The algorithm is a system I would never completely understand. I just be listening to y'all. Look, honestly, as much as we talk about it, we don't understand it either. High key. Because the algorithm, there is still so much deeply rooted with racism and classism within the algorithm. And a lot of these bigger YouTubers are friends with the people that own YouTube, you know? So it's a mess. The only thing that I know for sure is that negativity always gets the views. It always gets the views. And a lot of people come on and say, oh, like, you deserve more followers and stuff. And I don't really, like, feel like that's the case. Like, I enjoy where I am. I'm somebody who, every time I hit a new milestone, like, I'm just appreciative of it, and I enjoy it because I like having a small channel. But I could really be out here showing my ass, and I would probably be hitting the 20 to 50K mark. But I just don't feel like it. And a lot of us don't. A lot of us like having chill channels, you know? And so there's just certain things that you just have to understand the algorithm for you. And you can't stress about what it's doing for other people because it will drive you crazy. Because sometimes you be looking at folks out here like, damn, God really got favorites. But then you really think about it and it's like, that ain't really God though. Like, if I have to do all of that to get noticed on the internet, then I don't want it. You know? Yes, drama sells. Drama sells. And I personally cannot complain about not getting any success from drama when I have gone out of my way to distance myself from it. I have made my career more difficult trying to get away from other people and their drama because I didn't want to be a part of that. So for me, like, that's not something you're ever really going to hear me complain about, because I have done a lot of work to get out of certain spaces and certain circles that were causing a lot of harm to my mental health because of drama. I don't want it. I just want to come on here and create good content and share it with you guys. That's all I want to do. But it is hard because even if you're somebody who's not necessarily driven by views, you still have to understand that you still have to care, because that means that people aren't seeing your content, you know? And it's really frustrating because now, like, people don't even get notified about your content anymore. Like, I don't go out of my way to tell y'all to hit the notification bell and all this stuff, because half the time it doesn't even matter anyway. YouTube won't notify you. They don't care anymore. And I feel like a lot of us really started seeing a dip in our views and a dip in how our videos were being pushed out via the algorithm once they really stopped notifying people about people's videos. And I noticed that there are certain content creators with certain numbers of followers that I get notified. But all the other people that I'm subscribed to, I don't get notifications. And it is very clear who they are pushing out and who they are pushing onto me. And that's not always a bad thing, even though, like, Jackie, I know we know there's a little bit of, you know, she's been problematic at times. I still watch her content. I don't mind getting notified about her content, but it's very obvious who they're trying really hard to push out and who they're not. And you just have to learn how to make it work for you. I feel like for where my channel is now, I feel like I'm doing very well. And that's all that really matters. And looking at my numbers, like, I'm sure to some people, the views on certain videos look small, but you have to think about the fact that, like, the average percentage of people that watch your video, like, compared to how many subscribers you have, is usually around 5%. I have been exceeding that for years. Even when views went down in product reviews and stuff like that, and certain content that I love to do, my viewership is still well over what someone would consider just to be great. on this channel. So in relation to the people that watch my content, the amount of subscribers that I have, things are good. But especially like I feel like on this side of like the beauty and natural hair space, it's just not really gonna be, it's not really gonna be popping for us the way that it used to be. Times have changed and the algorithms are really getting funny out here. So you just can't stress yourself out with it. I try not to. I really try not to. The notification conspiracy is real. It really is. It's like we woke up one day and they stopped notifying us. Like they just stopped caring. And then like there was just this influx of like I kept getting like people hitting me up saying like I don't get notified about your videos anymore. Or I know sometimes like I'll be posting consistently and people will hit me up and be like, where have you been? Like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, like I posted 6 videos in the last 2 weeks. Are you okay? And they're just like, I haven't seen any of your stuff. And I'm just like, oh, you know, you know, what can I do about it? And it'll be stuff that's doing really, really well on the channel. And in theory, if it's doing really well on the channel, then they should be showing it to you guys. But it doesn't always happen. So, you know. There was a question. Do you use anything to flavor your coffee? The Skinny Syrup Company is supposed to come out with a natural line. I just do coffee creamer. You know, my usuals. Usually I go for just a regular sweet cream coffee creamer, caramel macchiato if I'm feeling fancy. I'll get my pumpkin spice and my peppermint mocha when, you know, it gets cold outside. But as far as the syrups, like I'm assuming that if they're going to do anything natural, it's probably going to have stevia or monk fruit, and I can't do either one. So, you know, I just let that go. I like the, what is it, Tirani? I like their syrups. Just not the ones that are sugar-free, the regular ones. But yeah, we've been on here for a hot minute, y'all. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I mean, unless y'all want to talk about the smutty books that I've been reading. I mean, that's about it. And I mean, pretty much everything that I've been reading is basically like somebody gonna be having sex. And that's about it. It's been high quality though. Can't complain about it. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna come on and do a live next weekend. If I'm not here next weekend, I'll probably do one the weekend after next. But it's like, I'm telling the truth. It's a lot of sex. And I'm not mad at it. You know, I'm not getting any. So, I mean, if someone in a fictional universe is getting some, I am happy for them. Exceptionally happy for them. But yeah, I think that's it for tonight. I'm probably going to open up another one of my smutty books and go sit down and eat dinner and read. But thank you guys for joining me. I love y'all so much. Y'all are the best. I will keep you guys updated on everything that's going on with my family. I really appreciate you guys. All the prayers from my mama bear. I know she's gonna appreciate it too, because this is a lot, but my mom loves y'all. Like, she really does. Like, obviously, like, she doesn't get on here and she's not in the comments or anything, but like every time like she's in a vlog or something, like she loves y'all so much. So I really appreciate you guys, and when I know more, I will, you know, talk to you guys about it, and I'll just try to keep you guys informed as we kind of deal with all of the new not so savory stuff that we're dealing with. So yeah, good night guys. Y'all have a good weekend. Thanks for chilling with me, and I'll have some new videos up for you soon. Okay, bye.